Okay, so welcome to our next Star Wars game. We are up to session number 86, or Season 6, Episode 14, Day 66. They are currently doing a job for the Hutts and potentially the Empire, because I'm sure they wouldn't mind the Empire also paying them, so they get double paid for the same work.
Double pay is always good.
And if they get paid in contraband, even better. Contraband is generally worth more if you don't have to pay for it yourself. And plus, if you parcel out contraband, then you can generally get more for it than if you sell it in bulk.
Consider the contraband parcelled.
And plus, I'm sure who wouldn't want to spread drugs and stuff throughout the rebellion?
Me. I don't want to do that.
Sorry, what's this? Who wouldn't want to what?
Spread drugs throughout the rebellion. Me. I don't want to spread
I don't
drugs
want to
anywhere.
spread drugs throughout the rebellion either.
No.
I'm not.
Here, let me give you something to get addicted to before you go flying.
It's
That's
not
it.
my shtick.
It'll make you brave.
The drugs, alcohol, and alcohol's good. There you go. Yeah. Signed by Piper.
And that's really what most of the contraband is.
Yep. Drugs are bad, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with the online people before I do the in-person. So today online we have is Mike.
My intro's gonna be quick. I'm playing Brewing Crash. I'm good Violet. Currently, not feeling too well. From the Somewhere Mountains and Panorama. Hooray! And off to the next person.
Next one we have today is Mark.
Oh, that means Brooklyn can't drive to, fly or drive today. That's even better. I play Ash Guard, Mandalorian ex-Death Watch, heavy gun, overall good guy. Call to himself.
Yes, and seemed to be wanting to stay out of the fighting last session.
Oh wait, just wait for my introduction.
Next up we have today is Kessler.
Hello, I am playing Chaotic Capier, martial artist, clan security, really cool person, probably. Probably. Yeah, no, just one of the team members trying to hopefully get us to where we need to be and keeping us out of trouble, hopefully. So just doing whatever she can to support our leader, Thea.
And lastly today we have Ross.
Yes, I play Khalid, the Enforcer, Cybernesis, and Droid Tech of the group.
And potentially soon to be next leader.
What?
Oh, nothing to worry about there. We'll get onto that later. At the table today we have Peter.
Greetings. I'm playing Sergeant Garm Von Jewel, human quartermaster of the rebellion. Yeah. I'm a little bit concerned about these space wizard crystals that I've got in my hand. Yeah, especially considering I think there's a death sentence for anyone who's got one. So
Not a death sentence, more like imprisonment, unless of course you know what they are, in which case then it's the death sentence.
like I said,
As long as you sell them in time to the right kind of buyer. Space wizards are real fans of them.
I'm actually thinking that me sort of going back to you.
It's more likely Thea would happily give you fair value cash for your one.
I just give it to you.
But
Gum's a good bloke,
we'll
you know.
get
He looks
there.
after you. Take the money and give it to the foundlings.
I have a feeling he already knows from the
It's
red
the way.
lightsaber. He's figured it out in the background and going, the only person we can't account for is Thea. She's probably the one with the red lightsaber.
Nope.
I want to make sure I don't get on the wrong side of her.
Nope.
Speaking of which,
It's okay, you just tell them it's a flashlight and they bang it and look in the top while they turn it on.
No, at the moment, like, my brain would totally be going. The psycho who cut up all those people with a lightsaber, right, helped us escape, but still, the psycho that cut up everybody has nothing to do with any one of my friends.
yeah, no, that's okay. I don't know. It depends on whether or not you see me in my... when I'm not at my best moments.
I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah. I am
Which brings us
Thea,
to Ariadne here.
otherwise known as Thea True Striker. I would say Talon of the clan, but I might get fired considering two of my top clan heavies chose to be outside of the room when we were trying to apprehend the bounty worth all the money, which might actually get me demoted for failing in my job of training them properly in strategy and tactics and what to do when you're apprehending bounties. So for now, Clan Talon, but maybe it will fall to Khalid, who is officially
Next
second
in line.
after Kayana got herself demoted for kind of something similar.
Basically going
we
along with
weren't captured?
groupthink rather than thinking through consequences. Yes, yes.
Yeah. There was this, I had no idea that they wouldn't come in with us. That was a
The
surprise.
fact that we were told only one person was supposed to go in.
No, we
Yeah.
role played right in front of everyone.
Yep.
All of us getting in.
Yeah.
And I asked who was staying outside, and only one person
Yeah.
said they were staying
So
outside.
when Martin said,
Until
okay,
it mattered, and then half the people were outside.
and then the
Yeah.
fight broke
Yeah.
out, and then suddenly Ash and Khalid are both outside the door. And so what happened in my mind was all of us are in there, we're all about to do the thing, and then you hear this like, whoop, whoop, and Ash and Khalid disappear.
Well, I never went in.
Well,
Yes, but you actually never said you stayed outside. The question was who was staying outside.
if
Mike
you
spoke
listen
up.
to the playback,
I must have missed that one. But
Yeah.
I never went in because they were told
if you
that
listen to the
only one
playback,
person was supposed to go in.
Yeah, you missed a big chunk of the conversation.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
So when you go into the playback in the session, we role play charming the pirate into letting the whole group in. And there is a point where Martin asks, and there is complete silence from everyone except for Brum Brum Crash. We're not going to get into a big fight over it. It's more of a case of we need you guys to pay attention because if you suddenly disappear from the room,
We almost got...
we could die.
you almost had a TPKN campaign
Yeah.
moment.
So fortunately, between Kayana and Garm, we managed to, and I think Brum Brum did smash his way into the room at some point, so that worked.
To be fair, it was funny.
Yeah, funny.
Gum did not find it funny. Let me just say that.
I give you that introduction because I earnestly asked Martin, what are the consequences if, say, my higher up finds out that happened? And he's like, well, you would possibly get demoted, or you might have to pay some kind of penance because it's considered a failure in leadership to have not had everybody in there.
So after this adventure, Thea won't be leader, that's for sure.
Yeah. So there's
Kayana can't be leader either.
yeah.
We're
So
quickly running out of leaders, guys.
yeah.
Well, it's an actual failure, and they won't accept that as a leader.
Yeah. So unless I do something like pull a really big dragon out of the hat,
Blame me.
yeah, it depends on what they find
Problem
out.
is, you're not the Mandalorian person.
I was
Yeah.
in charge at the time.
Yes.
So I was... Like, she was the
Yeah.
leader of the Mandalorians, but at that point, as per the scenario.
By
I
the
was in charge.
Mandalorian Code of Honor, I can't directly lie.
Like, you don't
And
lie.
also
It wasn't
by
a lie.
the Mandalorian Code,
It wasn't a lie. Wouldn't be a lie.
I failed. I failed in my leadership skills because I didn't. It's on me, regardless of who's at fault. It's on me. So, and they, as the kind of person like Kayana, we're just kind of like, we're Mandalorians. It's on us. You know, we've got to own up to this one. You can't get out of it. You've got to take the consequences of bad decisions. Even if they're not your bad decisions.
And that's what I'm saying is the bad decision generally ends up with someone else getting tapped on the shoulder to take over unless they make bad decisions.
So yeah, it might be Khalid. Who's going to be leader next. Unless there's some sort of reshuffling or retraining or something goes on. Well, we'll have to see. We'll find out in this session how we go with negotiating with the huts. It might be enough. But I'll definitely have to pay some kind of penance. I'll possibly be sent back to boot camp. So in terms of downtime and things like that, I might lose choosing what kind of downtime I get to do and then have to do retraining in my downtime instead.
We did get from Mark a picture of a small violin set doing the world's small violin with poor thingos.
Oh. Well, lack of sympathy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
As we shared with everyone else, I thought I'd share off the table.
In terms of people being thrown under the bus now, someone stepped up to the front of the line. No, I don't mean it like that. Brain, I'll let you catch up on the summary.
Okay, so
do you want a coffee though?
I probably would, yes.
Okay, cool.
So the storyline is they had received a job from the Hearts with a chance of payment from them, as well as helping the supply lines they just secured for the rebellion. Because, hey, getting paid and helping the rebellion, not a bad thing.
Yep.
And you can get paid twice.
Even better.
Yeah, go twice. I'm going to need it when I go rogue.
Go rogue.
And so they had made their way out to Foremost, which is the jump-off point for the Kessel Run, which is the smuggler run into Kessel. Not the direct route, which is highly patrolled and locked down.
I presume we didn't do it in less than 12 parsecs.
You haven't done the Kessel Run.
Not yet.
You have to do the Kessel Run if you want to get paid.
Brum brum and Ash.
And did you want to continue the...
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll try to be less enthusiastic.
Okay, so you went to Foremost, and there you managed to find the members of the gang, plus a couple of droids. And with the assistance of one of the droids in particular, you found out where the pirate was hiding. You went to the pirate base, pretended to be one of his gang, buddied up to him, and then attempted to knock him out.
Yes.
Rather
I don't see
unsuccessfully
anything wrong
due
with that.
to having most of your heavy weapons outside of the room,
Yes.
which was quite hilarious on my part.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you can stop pointing that out.
Yeah.
I understand what happened.
Well, it's me just saying the trying to say what actually happened in the session.
No, I was-
If you
I
want
was
me to skip
trying-
over stuff, I can.
No, I was trying to be funny.
Okay. Which basically brings us to now you have managed to capture him. You're in control of his ship as far as you know.
No, we're not.
As
It's a
far as
lie,
you know.
you DM lie.
Well, you have you basically have his room. You have him, and whether or not any of his other people have the ability to start it up without him, you don't know.
His second in command is the.
I had a question because I thought something was me going to chase the other person we had to get the bounty hunter for. That's what I
Yeah,
thought we
so
got.
Okay, so you want to go and chase down the other person?
Can I just officially?
I have the notes of where we ended up.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kayana did make a point. She was going with Ash.
So, no, it's the other way. So, Kayana and Khalid took care of the captain to our medical bay on our ship, which is docked into his ship.
Yep. And then
Broom and Ash are taking Zakata to go find her brother, and then Thea and Garm are making plans on how to get the big pirate ship, get through the Castle Run and sell this ship to Sinestro, the Hut.
Yeah.
That's what I have down for our notes.
I had one where Ash was going to go off by himself initially, because he said no one else was available. And so in my notes it had, look, once I drop off, Kayana saying once I drop off the bounty and leave it with the medical, because Carla's got medical, I can join Ash and go down and get the Rhodium. But if you prefer it to be that way, there's no reason why it can't be that way.
Up to you guys. The only other note that I had was we plan to use alcohol to subdue the crew.
Yes.
That's the only other note that I have.
Yeah, because Garm and I were actually gonna get the pilot drunk.
Second in command. Yep.
Yeah.
So that is a picture of what the ship looks like that you're docked with.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And it's the actual ship too, so I have put that in there in the 2 weeks since the last game.
Nice.
Which is nice when I can have everything available at a click, including deck plans.
Boss.
Yep.
What are we going to do with this ship?
Which ship?
This ship.
Well, as per the end of last session, the plan was you and I will get the pilot drunk. We were going to see if Broom and Crash could figure out how to pilot the ship, which is why Kana offered that once they got the captain back to our ship and stabilised him and left Carla in charge of medical, why Kana and Ash were going to go with the sister, I can't remember her name, starts with S.
Yep.
And then go and get her brother, and then verify just how many more crew there are, and either convince them that we're now in charge on behalf of the captain, he's sick, or get them all drunk.
Okay.
That's what my
But
notes
what
are.
are we going to do?
What are we doing?
with
We're
this
getting.
ship?
Oh, we're going to take this ship with us back and either give it or sell it to the Huts. As well as the crew.
You're going to sell a crew to the Huts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they don't care who they work for.
Okay.
As long as they're treated well and they get beer.
Okay. Okay.
Which means we also want to ransack the captain's room for everything that we want to keep first.
Oh, hell yes. I plan on looting that thing like,
We are also going to trade, we'll talk about trading the ship in part because we get that 10,000 credit free upgrade to get the cannon thing on the ship put on our ship.
The 4-barrel
The
laser.
quad cannon.
Quad
Yeah,
cannon,
the quad cannon.
Yeah,
Because,
I'm
and
interested
that's
in that.
why we want to take our ship to where the Huts are, because that's where all the gear is to take the quad cannon off this ship and put it on ours.
Just adjusts the way I'm looking to approach the second in command is all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that sound
Yeah, that's fine.
accurate?
Yeah, it's fine.
Good. Does anyone want to change or alter that?
No, I'm happy with
I
it.
mean in online people as well.
Yes, I would have
If they want to do something different, they can.
No, that sounds about right to me, what I remember from last session, yeah.
I'm happy with this plan. So, as I in real life am kind of finishing up a couple things for work in the next half hour, we're just going to assume that I'm assisting Carla with whatever.
Carla or Ash?
I was going with Carla. Broom was going with Ash.
Now I'm getting confused.
She said that earlier.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going with her notes rather than the notes from the game?
You can change it now if you wish to.
Well, that's what I
It's-
just asked.
I was gonna say Broom Broom and Carla, if you guys want to comment on your thoughts.
Well, I was happy with that. I was taking the captain to fix up his being disarmed and dislegged, I think it was.
Well, you'd stabbed a leg and lopped a leg off.
We were going
Darth
to give him a
Vader's gonna go with
leg.
Ash.
Yeah, so Ash was going to take the rodent and Brom Brom and search for the other person we were looking for.
We'll just do it that way.
Cool.
Okay.
And I might be wrong here, Martin, or hear me out. I thought one of the crew told me which direction the rodent was in.
They did.
They did. Hold on, I have that written too. It's near the brig. Wait, hold on. I did not write down the details. Wow, but somebody did tell us that he is near the brig is the best direction that I wrote down.
He's on the deck below,
Deck below near the brig, yeah.
directly beneath the captain's cabin. He's not quite in the brig.
I'm going to grab 3 or 4 bottles of booze from the captain's cabin when we go to see the second in command.
Yep.
Although, it could be that second in command will come to see us.
An
Angry second in command.
He went back to piloting in the cockpit area, so as far as we know, he's still there. Unless he's heard the commotion.
Okay, so
Do you want to deal with the pilot on your own, or do you want backup?
I'd like backup. That pilot's a bit of a unit. He's if he gets angry, he's likely to wipe the floor with me.
Alright, I'll come with you. Backup.
okay, so who wants to go first? The group talking to the second in command, or the group looking for the Rhodian?
Let's do the Rhodian first.
Okay, Rhodian first it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who's going in first? Is it Ash or is it Brom Brom?
Ash will go first.
Okay, so yes,
The sister's with them as well?
Yeah.
the sister is with them, yes. And so what is Ash doing? He's being sort of directed in a direction. He doesn't really know the ship.
No, I said we'll be just going down the corridor in that direction, looking from road to road, looking for this person till we find the person, pretty much.
Okay, so you walk down the corridor looking for them. I'm sure that behind you the Rhodian is going, they said the deck below.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry about that, rodent person. And I'll follow the rodent now. So
What is her name again? It starts with S.
Cicada.
Cicada. Sorry, yes. Oh, I missed the session when I was introduced to the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cicada.
She just has that look of shaking her head at the fact that, yet again, the heavy doesn't seem to pay attention to the instructions.
That's alright. Heavy's over very soon.
Okay, so as you get down to the next level below, you see that they're, well, taking the ladder down because that's the only way up and down is via ladders. At the level down, you see that the Rhodian is currently sitting in an airlock.
What? might want to get him out of that airlock, considering we promised the sister we'd rescue.
Does he recognise his sister with us at the same time? Like, do we see him?
Well, considering the sister's not walking in front because...
Yeah, that's fair enough.
seems rather silly to walk in front of the heavily armed people.
That's fair enough. As soon as I see him locked in the airlock, I say, is there any way you can talk him out, get out of there? I don't look at my dear rodent friend with a big smile on my face.
Computers, doesn't he?
Oh.
I believe Room does have computers, yes.
Ash's got it too, so either way.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm used to you doing the pilot stuff.
No, I've got a lot of other skills that people don't know about.
She just looks at you, walks up and pushes the open door button on the airlock with the...
yeah, I'm getting that look again. Okay,
Yeah.
I got that.
She's wondering, you had that think of, maybe she hasn't picked the right group of Mandalorians to travel with?
We've had
I
so much
feel
success.
embarrassed and ashamed that I've had my helmet on so no one sees.
Too much shame. If I was there, I'd be going, that's fair.
But I have my helmet on, no one sees it.
So, as the door opens, you see the Rodian has a disruptor pistol in his hand, pointing towards you.
I'm going to just... Hey, no need to do violence here. I said, we're here to get you home, okay?
So that is going to be an actual check by our, I'm going to say a...
Coercion?
What, you're trying to intimidate him? Okay.
I was gonna say no.
I said I've got coercion here. I'm not saying intimidate.
It'd be coercion is intimidate.
Is it? Okay.
You want charm.
I've got charm there too, darling. Yeah.
Okay.
I have 3 green, 2 blue.
Come on, buddy. We're all friends here. No need for that.
No disintegrations.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm sure there'll be just a little bit of disintegrations here and there.
Disintegrations are the fun part, right?
Not with Peter rolling.
No. I'm trying to do the right thing first here. I'm being very non-threatening. I'm trying to be as non-threatening as possible with a guy with a huge repeater blaster. Okay.
It looks cool in the Mandalorian when it happens.
Okay.
If I don't repeat a blaster in his monster, is he just happy to see you?
I'm leaving it alone. No. Don't like the 2 blues doing that, but okay.
Okay, so you got 2 advantages. You feel really good about your conversation, but he's still pointing the blaster in your direction. Apparently, you didn't seem to do too well at convincing him.
Need a charming Gungan to help you out here.
I did look at the other rodent. Is there any way you could talk to your
Brother? Yeah.
family member as well? And I just say, I'm going to just drop my...
So she sighs again and says, so I have to do all the work here. Am I getting more of this cut?
Yeah, okay, fair. Okay.
No.
We'll talk later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel I've got just on the breach of saying, okay, that's fine. I'll come with you. But I just need a little bit extra help in just Ash's mind.
She's
Okay?
going to get me fired. Did you come home with any money? No. We gave it all to a Rodian.
Unless Broom wants to step up and see if he can negotiate as well, but I'll leave it to Broom.
Well, you already asked the Radiant first, but
Yeah.
does...
I've only got 3 green in calm, so
Okay. I will ask
He
the...
recognises his sister and puts the gun down.
she says something that sounds very insulting in Radiant.
Ooh, what's inside in this thing? that's streetwise, isn't it? Insight. Yeah. I'm trying to work out whether I can determine. Do I need to rush tackle or not yet?
Depends on who you want to rush tackle.
Well, I want to do peacefully first, and if a person decides to get on the whole thing, then I'll just have to do something. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to give the person the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I'm trying to be a better person, a better Mandalorian. Deathwatch would have just shot it by now, but I'm trying to do the right thing.
Okay, so you actually want to shoot the person you're helping. That's interesting.
No, he said if you. He's not saying I should have.
But I mean, his training is to shoot the person he's working with.
No, I said that's the old Ash before everyone knew Ash. Okay, the new Ash is trying to go with the flow, as my great leader taught me one day. So I'm trying to peacefully negotiate out this without causing any sort of damage or physical harm to the person.
Okay. So, after she says something that sounds quite insulting, the radiant inside the airlock laughs and puts the blaster towards the ceiling instead of at Ash.
So he puts the blast towards me, or?
Ceiling.
Ceiling, okay.
If you're floating above him, that would have been a little more intimidating.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to come with us? We'll get you off here.
He nods and puts his pistol away.
Okay. Cool. I'm going with the peaceful tactic so far. Okay. I try to meet back in where we were in front of the captain's quarters upstairs. So.
Okay. So while that's happening, Gum, you've made it to the cockpit, I believe you're going there, or was it Kayana and Khalid going to the cockpit?
No, they were taking the captain to
Okay. So that means it is Gum and Thea making it to the cockpit. You can see the first mate sitting in the cockpit in the pilot's chair making engine noises.
Did we run into any? Excuse me. Did we run into any of the crew on the way here?
No, they were further back. Technically, they could have actually have been in the. Where's the picture? Here it is. Yeah, you could have actually run into them because the lounge is right behind the cockpit. So
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, I thought we went into 3 outside the captain's quarters.
Yeah, but you'd send them away.
Did we? Okay, right. Apologies.
They basically had been sent off the moment you went in to speak with the captain. Which was why trying to stand next to the crew while the crew wasn't there was also hilarious last session.
I'll walk, like, as we come up towards the cockpit, I'll go into the crew quarters. And
So it's a lounge right outside the cockpit. The top level of the ship is lounge, cockpit, and that's it.
okay, so we've got to walk through the lounge to get to the
Yep.
cockpit. Okay, walk through the lounge.
Mhm.
As I do, I plop down 3 of the bottles on the table where I'm assuming the crew's already sitting there pouring out some drinks.
They are all quite happy. You see they actually have a meatball stew.
I'll have to come back for some of that. But here you go, gents. Enjoy.
They crack the top open the bottle and just drink from the bottle. Because that's how they roll.
Sure. Whatever it takes.
Plus they have no glasses.
Oh, Jesus. Alright. And, you know, as they're getting into it, I'll go into the cockpit with my bodyguard / boss.
Yep.
And I'll sit in the chair next to him. I'm
Yep.
assuming there's...
There are 2 chairs. He has that sort of happy look as he's miming using the controls.
The character will crack the top off the bottle,
Mm.
and I'll take a very small sip. And I'll offer him a drink.
He happily takes it and tries to guzzle most of it down.
I'm happy for him to do so.
And then tries to hand it back with a bit shaky afterwards.
This is where you pretend sip. You put
Yeah,
it in your mouth, but you don't actually let any go in.
No, I took a very small sip. Yeah. I say, do you ever get to actually fly the ship?
Sometimes he says. Only if the captain's boarding. And doesn't want me to do the boarding.
Why wouldn't he want you to do the boarding? You're huge.
Well, sometimes he wants to get all the treasure.
Oh.
Or pleasure.
Or both.
Or both.
Do you,
You can get both.
sometimes. You got to be careful, but yeah, you can do it. I'm sure. So you don't get much in the way of the booty. Arr.
He thinks I get drink.
Uh-huh.
And he's sort of sitting there looking out in the window, looking a little lost.
Well, that's booty.
Mm.
'Cause you're like, oh, well, plenty of booty. Well, that's what I'll say. I'm like, oh, so you do get booty. Lots of it.
And he just, I got club, he says, pulling a club out from the seat beside, just sitting beside him.
Okay. My character, I have no idea how I would do it, but I'm going to try using charm on the guy to effectively find out how much does he actually like his captain, and how much is he, like, if I was to say to him, hey, guess what, I'm in charge now, how about you come and, work for another boss?
Would you like to work for me?
Well, no, he won't be working for me, and I don't want to make that promise because it would be a lie. These guys are dumbasses. I'm not having them work for me. I got Mandalorians for that.
Essentially, have a new boss. I'll set you up with a better boss.
Well, Huts, I wouldn't say they're better.
They might be better than this guy.
Yeah. I mean, there'd be better perks, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to try to persuade him?
Well, I'd like the information as to how much he actually likes his boss first, because that'll give me an indication of exactly whether he's going to be able to do it or not.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because if he really, really likes his boss, which doesn't seem he does, it's going to be almost impossible to convince him to come across.
So that ended up being 2 successes and 5 advantages.
Seems good.
Can but hope that the alcohol does us some good, huh?
Okay, so having chatted him up a little bit, finding out stuff, he doesn't care who he works for.
Oh, really?
He just enjoys beating people up.
Understandable.
Just
Okay.
he would rather be told who to beat up.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know one time he beat up the wrong person.
Yeah. It's safer if other people tell you. I understand.
And that's why he's a follower and a leader.
Yeah. Well, how would you like to work for someone else? Still on this ship, but
He shrugs your work for anyone.
excellent. I'll put in a good word for you, and we'll maybe get you a new captain, but you'll at least get a better share of the proceeds. That's for sure.
He shrugs. He's happy with his lot.
Are you? You should want more. I say you're a good second in command. You bring the right energy to the job. I start telling him, you're a good bloke. You got these skills. You should make the most of them.
And halfway through your spiel, he just starts nodding off.
Coach just goes, okay, fair enough. Tap him on the shoulder and go, yeah, it's fine, buddy. All right. I'm then going to get up and walk into the crew quarters.
Yep.
And effectively, I'm going to do the same. So, hey guys, guess what?
2 of them are asleep in their meal. And the third one's trying to drink all 3 bottles while they're sleeping.
Okay. Sure. All right.
He didn't hire particularly bright people.
No, I think these actual crewmen are they're probably easier just to say, hey, guess what? You're working for someone new now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Probably work.
To be honest, they may not even notice the change in leadership.
Yeah. All right. So I'll take my glorious leader and we go back to the captain's cabin,
Sounds good.
and we will.
You arrive there as you see Ash and Brum Brum arriving with the two Rhodians, and I'm assuming that Khalid and Kayana are back after
Easier that way.
getting the other guy into the med bay and strapping him down.
Yep. So I walk up to the Rhodian, say, "Oh, g'day, it's my name's Garm. You must be the brother of our companion."
Sakita, is it?
Yes. He does nod in your direction, and he looks a bit dejected.
Guess what's wrong?
He will confide in you. He feels his honor is besmirched because he took a bribe not to take the guy in.
Who are you going to hand him into?
He was going to collect a reward on Bandon Dubar, but he offered more money than the reward.
Okay. Well. So what was the reward from Bandon Dubar?
12,000 credits
12,000.
instead of the 10,000 credits for bringing him in.
10,000. And that was because the potential was we were going to.
Sure, we can steal that amount of jewels out of his.
Yeah, it's not the point. The point is he should have brought the guy in. That was his bounty.
Yeah, well, you know, we all make bad choices, right?
Well, we do, but you know, it's only 10 grand. But hey,
What you're saying, he should bring him in
why not?
to save face
Yeah,
instead of us.
yeah.
Us who said to the Hutts we would take care of the problem and bring him in.
If we take him to the Hutts, all right, effectively, and he approaches the Empire, so he's getting the 10 grand from the Empire, and we're getting the kudos from the Hutts.
Yeah.
Would that fulfill his need for credit?
He sticks his hand out.
No. No. There could be consequences here. So.
Such as?
Yeah. I'm already probably going to be demoted here. Right.
Yes.
The deal works on the assumption that we're allowed to claim the bounty through the Hutts and the Imperials. The question will be is how logistically we actually do that. You can't front up to the Hutts and go, here's the bounty, but you can't have him yet. We want to claim it for the... I would suggest we split credit equally, and then we claim both bounties from the Imperial and the Hutts.
Well, do the Hutts want him dead or alive?
The Hutts, I don't think care.
So if we give him dead to the Hutts, they're happy?
I believe so. I've got to double check my notes.
Okay. So what about the Imperials?
One of them would prefer him alive, I believe.
Question. Do they, being either party, know what this person looks like?
I don't think we need to go down that path. I'm pretty sure it was the Hutts who suggested we could claim both bounties. So I'm fairly sure the Hutts would be okay with that. I think though if we tell the Hutts we caught him, and then the Rhodian tells the Imperials they caught him, and then the Hutts catch wind of that, they're going to go, excuse us?
Why?
I thought you said you did.
Yeah.
It's about reputation and
Yeah.
basically it's about reputation.
So
If you claimed that you caught Bandai and you got a bounty off them, but you didn't actually catch him, the Hutts are going to have a problem with that.
Well, we just tell them we did it
Isn't
together.
unheard of the bounty hunters grouping together.
That's what I mean.
We work together.
That's what I said. I would prefer that we split credit. We take him and say, we both caught him to the Hutts and we both caught him to the Imperials.
I'd prefer the Imperials think that he did it, and I would prefer that the Hutts believe that we did it together.
Look, if you think you can pull it off, you can.
Well, but that's the point. It's like if the Hutts will take him dead, and the
Can you remember if it was someone wanted... I knew there was a reason we wanted him alive.
Well, Kessel wanted him alive.
That's right. So, yeah. Is that Hutts?
Kessel is Imperial.
Yeah.
Imperial. So the Imperials want him alive. So you can't give him dead to the Hutts.
Well, as long as we can prove that he was killed by us, or, you know, again, if you go up to the Hutts and go, the Imperials wanted his body, so we gave that body to the Imperials. We, you know, here's the proof that he's dead.
Yeah.
All right. Here's his ship. Here, and we brought the ship to you. You know, in the off chance we get to, you know, sell it and blah blah blah. Explain.
How are you proving he's dead?
Well, if after the
Do we need to prove he's dead? We just need to prove we caught him, right? Looking at GM.
The Hutts may want to see him.
Yeah, okay.
what actually see his body.
They may not need him to be killed if they know he's going to
The
Kessel.
Imperials.
Because most people don't spy Kessel.
So, yeah, the
Okay.
case of bringing him to the Hutts first, probably, and saying, as you suggested, we're going to take him to the Imperials, who will kill him, or do something with him, then Java...
He becomes a slave
He
Cool.
may do that with, you know, he may give us best wishes.
and be put
particularly
in the
if we hand
binds if
over
it's
the
going to Kessel.
shift
Okay.
at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to bite me in the butt, but yeah, you guys go for it.
Why is it going to bite you in the butt?
I understand Mandalorian politics a little bit better than most people because I
Yeah, but what is
research
it?
it.
What is it about what's going on that will bite you in the bum?
Look, it's just a feeling I have, just
You're
based
making-
off my experience.
You're making an arse ton of money, or at least your clan is going to make an arse ton
Yeah.
of money. You've done good for the rebellion. You've done good for your clan by cleaning up the spaceways for
Yeah.
trade.
Look, this might all go fine. I might just be being paranoid, and that's all good. I've just gone through a lot of these things, and look, I'm not entirely 100% confident about the outcome, but I'm happy for us to try this out. And if it doesn't bite, you know, if nothing wrong happens, then that's all good. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm happy to place my trust and faith in you guys and see whether or not it happens.
You fool! I mean, yeah, that's great. Good.
Fool? Or... Yeah. There's other ways to phrase this thing.
All right.
But yeah, as I said, it's worth a shot.
So I look at the Rhodian. I say, so you having credit with the Imperials, you're good with that.
He's good with that.
All right. So let's do it that way.
And his sister gives him a rather hard punch in the shoulder. Basically, he believes she's called him an idiot more than once.
Ah, yeah, it's what sisters do. Yeah.
And he has that fearful look every time she hits him.
This is gonna hurt.
Well, there's also a look of he doesn't want to retaliate.
No.
So, does he get another one for flinching?
Quite possibly, but not while he's noticing.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess now that we have control of the ship, it's now just a matter of heading back to Hutt Space.
Who is going to pilot it?
Can you actually slave one ship to another?
You can.
Well, I would imagine we would slave this ship to Boom Brooms.
Oh, the one you have is smaller.
Does that matter?
Probably about a eighth the weight.
Does it matter?
It does when it comes to moving. Your ship doesn't have the power to pull this one.
No, I mean
Yeah.
slave, as in when ship 1, which is in the front, turns left, turns left, then the one behind
A lot
turns
of the
left.
time when you're slaved, you're actually connected.
Okay.
It'd be a case probably of Brum flying this ship with our ship attached to it, I believe.
Sure, we can do that. How do you feel about that, Brum Brum?
Well,
And
You'd
you,
have
Let-
Mark as co-pilot.
let's give it a crack.
and you could potentially have someone sitting in the other ship just in case.
So I was guessing planetary, is it?
It is space.
Space. Oh god, what's that? 4 yellow, 1 green, 2 blue.
Well,
Please.
you are good enough at this. You don't have to do a piloting to get this thing out.
Oh, right, okay.
You've got enough skill that you are basically a master at the controls of a starship. Simple piloting.
Is that lumber?
Simple piloting is not an issue for you. It's only when you're competing with someone else do you care.
Yeah.
Gun.
Yes, Brum.
And yes, you managed to putt out of the asteroid and leave behind the other crewmen sitting in the Ugly. Well, he was one of the sentries that you had warned about.
So he's actually sitting in the ship.
Yep.
I thought it was automated.
There was an automated drone that circles
Yeah.
and a Ugly waiting to support if something happens.
What do you think, boss?
What's that?
Are they warp capable? We got a Ugly with a crew member in it.
Oh, coming towards us?
No. That is part of the crew.
Right.
That effectively, if we leave now, we're leaving them behind.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel great about leaving people behind to starve to death and or have bad things happen to them.
So it's one of these crew, guaranteed. You know who you're talking about?
Well, apparently, it's one of the crew. I haven't met
Have
them.
you had any comms with him?
No, not yet.
Well, let's find out who the hell he is and whether or not we care.
Well, I care, but whether or not we can convince him to be reasonable, maybe.
If he's an Imperial or someone who might be able to overpower us, I'd prefer to leave him out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So that's why I think we need to comms and figure that out.
Alright. So, do you want to talk to him?
Sure. Martin, this guy's what, approaching?
No, he's still waiting to be told it's time to do stuff, probably playing some sort of game on his terminal.
So he's attached to the ship and he just patrols outside?
He is in what's called a Ugly.
Yeah,
Which was discussed
I
last
understand
thing.
what a Ugly is.
It's sitting on the surface of the asteroid, waiting to be told that there's something to do.
Oh, I see.
He's not attached to you in any way whatsoever.
Okay.
But he also doesn't have hyperspace capability.
Okay.
So we leave,
alright.
he dies.
Pretty much.
Is there enough space for him to dock in the ship along with like everything else we have, I guess?
I presume there is.
Yeah, can he be tethered to the ship?
Right, give me a sec, I will see.
Because it would be cool to bring that thing along, potentially without that guy really noticing.
No, the ship is too big to be docked inside.
Can it be towed?
Can it? I was gonna say, could it be towed?
It could be towed, but it could also be connected to an airlock.
Let's do that, maybe? And that's
I
okay
think
for us to move
connecting it
through
to an
hyperspace like
airlock
that?
is probably better than the towing it, in the sense of, if Garm is concerned about him starving to death, then depending on how long it's going to take us to get to wherever, presumably having him attached to the airlock is better, because then he can at least board the ship if he needs to.
Well, I
So the direction we can give is to have him dock to airlock as where the ship is on the move.
Yeah, I presume that will tow. How long is it going to take us to get to hut space?
Not that long.
Okay, so we could tow him without him passing out from starvation.
I prefer him actually being in the ship, just on the off chance he decides he's going to do something unpleasant and try to stuff us up.
Sure. Then, yeah. Instruct him to Dr. Airlock then.
Okay, so I will give you a negotiation check.
Yep.
Because you haven't actually had much to do with him yet.
No. That's fair. I'm not arguing with it.
Right, you do have 4 yellow dice.
Yeah.
Good job. Negotiation's good.
Oh, that's not how I roll, I guess. What am I against?
You are against...
Oh, we didn't do the light side, dark side.
We did at the start.
We did. I
You
rolled
just
5
came in
white.
late.
Ah! Yeah, I did come in late.
Okay, so he is actually a lot harder to negotiate with.
Does that mean I spend my token?
You can spend your token,
Just...
and that gets you a green dice.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you're up against 2 red and a purple.
I had a feeling I was going to have to change out for a red. My hands don't want to grab the dice though. So, 4 yellow, 1 green.
Make that 1 red and 2 purple, sorry, I
Oh,
was looking
right.
at the wrong number.
4 yellow, 1 green, 1 red, 2 purple.
Yep.
I see 3 failures on there, so yeah. Things could be better.
Okay. So you ended up with a triumph and a advantage.
Oh, triumph means not a success, right?
That is correct. Otherwise I would have said a success and a triumph.
So this is where I feel good about things, but ultimately I do not succeed, or I have to try harder.
Though with the triumph you can basically make him an ongoing ally, even if he has not got anything yet.
That sounds like the wise choice. Considering we would like him not to fire guns at our ship.
And he goes by the name Alga Sodoth.
Algus.
I'll write that down in a sec.
Really does say, get lost sort of Sodoth. And he is human.
He is what?
Human.
Ah.
He does seem to grasp the change in leadership and what that means for him.
Well, I guess that's good, maybe.
Well, he's not dumb, and he has a level of cunning.
They could have just flown off and left me, but they're talking to me. I
Yep.
wonder why.
And if he was to, say, attack you and destroy the ship, he would just be as bad off as if you left him behind.
Yep.
And as this is not on any of the shipping lanes, no one's going to stop by to say hello.
No. No, he'd be well and truly screwed.
Yeah, he would be on that asteroid until, for the next day. Maybe in the next few hours. depending on how long he's been in his ship for.
Mm.
Because his ship only has a day of life support.
Oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
Okay, so he happily docks with saying he is unarmed. No point carrying pistols into a starfighter, he says.
Well, we mean him no harm. Yeah, effectively come aboard and we can discuss what happens next. Oh, I should point out, we are not Imperials at all, just in case you're worried about that.
Well, he assumes bounty hunters.
Yes, and the only person we have a bounty on is obviously the captain.
Okay, he does say you'll have to move your ship so we can dock.
I'm sure that can happen.
Can't he dock to the airlock?
He can, but you have to be flying through to dock to that one.
You have to be what?
You have to be flying, you have to be in the air for him to dock to that one.
Okay, alright. Well...
And you can't land while it's docked.
Okay, I do not understand what any of that means.
If you land with it docked, you crush the ship.
Okay.
Basically, it's connected with a pipe to our ship, and it'll be underneath our ship. So if we land, he gets squashed like a bug.
So I guess, well, what does that mean for us? Do we follow? Are we towed? Do we dock to the airlock?
Well, you're docked to one of the other docking ports.
But didn't he just say he couldn't dock while we're docked?
Well, he was going to dock to a side one.
But we're already there.
And you're suggesting he docks to the main airlock.
No, I don't know. I can't visualize what's going on here. Is he telling us to move? Is that the original thing?
That was the original thing he said.
Yeah, and do we have somewhere else we can dock on the ship instead then?
You can dock him to the front as long as you're flying, and as long as he's disconnected before you land.
So we have to take off in the pirate ship before we can change our arrangement. Is that right?
You can detach where you are and have him attached there without taking off, but
I'm just trying to figure out what are we supposed to do to make this arrangement work.
If my fist is the ship, from what I'm understanding, and tell me if I'm wrong, our ship is currently docked to the side,
Yeah.
and there is a dock underneath.
Yeah.
So he currently, because we're here, he can only dock underneath.
Yeah, and he
Which
doesn't
means
want to dock
obviously-
there. He wants us to move.
Well, no, because again we're still on the planetoid or
Right.
the thing, so we got to go. Psh, he comes in,
Yeah.
and then we take off. Now the option is, if you don't like that, is we can go underneath, and then he goes to the side.
I don't have a problem with either option. It's just the way Martin's saying it. He's saying it like it's not a good option.
I'm also tired and sore.
I don't care how it happens as long as we get moving.
Cool. So yes, we will take off.
Okay.
He docks. He comes aboard. I greet him at the airlock.
He greets you, calls you captain.
Oh no. Glorious leader.
I'm not captain.
Glorious leader. I introduce him. This is the pilot. Brum brum. These are the my companions. I introduce them. And I say, if you'd like, the rest of the crew is actually in the front, enjoying a drink. They've made some meatball stew. Feel free to help yourself.
Sounds nice, he says.
And I walk him down there. And as we walk, I explain what's going on and that, he's got nothing to worry about and the rest of the crew are good and Yeah, please don't get as drunk as the rest of the crew.
It says that they can't handle their alcohol.
Yeah, I need somebody who's
Doesn't sound like anyone can handle their alcohol.
I need somebody who can keep their head straight.
Well, he keeps pulling ship duty because he's the one who doesn't drink.
Okay. So I'll sit there, have a plate of meatballs. What kind of meatballs are they?
You
Tofu
probably don't
meatballs.
wanna know.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it's not Mylock meatballs.
I was thinking of bantha balls, but anyway, okay.
That'll cost a bit.
This is the crew producing machine where it pretty much the
Cheapest, nastiest.
spaghetti is made from tofu, as is the meat.
I've had worse.
And the sauce is very bland, but hey, it's nutritious.
Blech.
You can't really tell the difference between tasting the sauce and tasting the meatballs.
That's
While discussing
disappointing.
this, because I know I've got a new ship. We have the original big ship, and then we have my ship. So I'm on the assumption that I'll be driving my ship still down
Yep.
to the planet we have to go to. Who's going to drive the old ship? I just thought I'd put it out there if Boom Room's doing the new ship.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's just something I've thought. I'm thinking, well, we're going to leave our original ship up here and then come back for it later.
No.
No, they're all connected.
They had docked them.
So there'll be towing of the Thai Ugly and our ship by the current ship that we're on.
And their ship had multiple docking ports. The original YT 1000. So you could literally have docked with them and had Ash dock with your ship,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Well, I just thought I'd check because the planet's
which would be quite an interesting thing, flying off with 3 ships being dragged along by the big
Well,
one.
if the distance is not too far, I'm happy to not have to dock and just be a kind of support.
It's better if you are
Yeah.
docked, because the idea from there that if anything were to take off, you would be close by and we can send you immediately to handle it. And so everybody stays on the big pirate ship is the idea.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So if everybody stays on the big pirate ship, and even though we have the crew in a happy mood right now, be prepared to move immediately.
Yeah, shit can change. Just
I'm going to check out a security lockout for my ship just in case.
No,
Hopefully
you've not installed any security lockout on.
No, I know Brum Brum can, but not me. It's okay.
This is one of the things where you gotta hope that they also don't have lockouts on ship that enjoy sitting in your seat.
Yeah. Sorry, Ross, I'll go first.
So I need to make sure that the previous captain is heavily sedated and restrained.
I'm hoping between me and Kyler we can keep him alive, sedated, and not interfering in any way.
Well, on the bright side, considering your accidental limb removal, he's not fit for what the Hutts wanted to do with him anyway.
Nice.
Okay, so
Oh, so he's not becoming a spider droid.
Ross, the Hutts don't do that to people.
No,
If you've-
crazy monks. Crazy monks do.
If you've actually read the storyline, the monks only do it if requested, and they don't do it very often because it's part of their religion, not part of inflicting it upon someone else. Having read all those stories, I sort of remember how they all work. And
What
plus,
about the craniums
the cranium?
that appeared in Solo? You know, where they basically lobotomized people, remove the brain and put something else in there.
Those ones aren't in a lot of the Star Wars lore. It's a lot of new stuff they've added that wasn't in there previously. There's no guarantee
okay.
that they're actually people. They may just be synthetic life forms.
I hope they're synthetic because that's just a nightmare thing.
It is. But also not part of where we are right now.
Bah.
Okay, so the hut you had been working with has left you instructions to meet up with a subordinate of his on Sehiron, which is one of the major plot points along the Kessel line. And it will mean it'll be a little easier for you to meet most of your issues. Just need to see if I actually have a map that I can refer to.
So, since I don't have to pilot anything, I'm just going to be wandering around the ship, being my charming, wonderful, friendly, self. Making friends with as many people as I can, and just being...
So you're recruiting for the cause?
yeah, if they want to join the rebellion, more than happy to put in a good word.
Though it might be a bit hard if you end up selling them all into slavery.
I don't plan on doing that. If it ends up happening, that's just unfortunate, but,
You finished the camp.
I have, thank you.
Meow meow.
He wants you to
Okay,
feed him
so...
ham.
Sorry?
He wants you to feed him ham.
You end up spending a couple of hours in hyperspace to reach Slehedron.
Slehedron.
Yes, it's Sleheyron.
Okay.
Just
Someone
trying to
worked
get...
hard to make up that name.
Slehedron.
And your contact is Thabaka Bezadi Dori.
Dude, who comes up with these names?
And he's the Hut King operating, running Sahedron.
So he's a hut, is he? Ah.
You get a instruction when coming into orbit that they're expecting you and have given you a preferred flight lane down to his palace.
Okay. Having never dealt with the huts before, I don't imagine that's strange.
It's both a good and a bad thing.
Yeah. I want to see you now. Okay.
Why is it a good and a bad sign?
No, a good or a bad sign.
Oh, okay.
No, it can be both.
Well, yes, it can.
The good sign is that you have you're expected. The bad sign is he had made arrangements that there's no waiting and wants to see you straight away.
Okay. Hopefully, it works out to be mostly good. I don't mind the idea of no waiting.
As you're about to go into atmosphere, you will need to disconnect most of your ships.
And leave them up in orbit.
You can come in following.
We don't have to
But
go
once you hit atmosphere, this ship won't be able to take the others.
I feel like we should have enough pilots, or at least people skilled with piloting, that we could easily do that. Like, I know
Yeah.
I know Carla can, I know Thea can.
Ah, cool.
And then of course, Ash is our secondary pilot. So, I feel like we should have enough pilots to do that. Question becomes, do we direct Mr. Ty Ugly pilot to fly himself? Since he's familiar with that ship.
It's up to you guys.
What does... I was gonna say,
Hey, boss.
There has an opinion on if the pilot of the Ty Ugly should be given the leeway to fly the ship off of the current pirate ship, because the pirate ship can't come into atmosphere with it attached.
Technically, Martin said that he's my ally now because of my tribe, so yes, he can fly his own ship. He's my ally.
All right, so we'll say Thea gives him that order.
Yeah.
Easy.
He says yes, boss.
Yes. And then I guess we just have someone fly our ship, and Broom I think is flying the pirate ship.
Currently.
So
Actual fly Ash's ship, because Ash doesn't trust anyone else with his ship.
yeah, I made that assumption already.
Yep. I thought you would have.
Then we'll head down. Does Ty Ugly pilot want to come down with us, or is he happy to stay in orbit?
I
Or
was
is he
expecting to come down with you.
Alright.
So who's flying the YT-1000?
Do you mean our ship?
Yep.
I guess-
Kayana can fly it if needed.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, I think you're slightly a better pilot than I am.
Yeah. I think I have one rank in it, but
Okay, I've got one rank, but
I can get a ship
I've got a
into
low
orbit.
agility.
I can get a ship into orbit. That's the important bit.
we could have Kayana piloting and Carla co-piloting,
Yeah.
and that way back each other up.
Okay. As you're coming in, you can see that Dory's home is quite a large, sprawling palace. It appears to be very extensive, very much like a huge villa.
Meow. Kitty's got the hand. Meow. Ask him if he's a good boy.
Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy?
He's got the
Kitty.
hand. Over there. It's over at Peter. Meow. If you show him the plate, he'll know what the plate is. There we are. Look, over there. Cats don't know how to look where you're pointing.
No.
Yeah. Let's finish this off, and I was going to say you'll have to pay bidding to the cat. So much for bribing him for all he's worth. That's okay. I always fail at that too.
Not interested in hand.
If you put it on the ground, he'll eat it. He's not an eat from your hand like a cat.
He does it to me occasionally, but he knows I don't like having him bite my fingers.
He actually bites your fingers.
He doesn't know where your hands have been.
He's done that. He did that when he was a kitten a lot. He doesn't have this thing called common sense when it comes to biting other people.
So do I just put the plate down?
Yeah. But he'll know it comes from you, so he'll tolerate you more.
Okay, so yes, you managed to land, and with all 4 ships landing, you're still taking up just a small fraction of his landing field for his personal palace.
That's unsurprising.
It does mean that he is wealthier than most people you know.
Is this Sinestro or no?
No, this is
Tabaka.
Tabaka Bezdali Dori. And you see being carried out on litter of 12 Gamorreans who seem to be straining under his ponderous weight. A rather slimy green hut, as it describes him.
Slimy. I didn't think they were slimy.
Could we leave out the descriptors I'm trying to eat?
He's got lots of
He is
oils
green.
and things like that on him.
He is green.
I hate this completely.
And he is has a personal 3PO droid done up in emerald-colored plating.
It's pretty
So he's got a
impressive.
thing for green.
Mm.
Apparently green's his color. Can you... What pronunciation of his name are we trying to go for?
Tabaka.
Tabaka. Okay.
How do you spell it?
Thakba.
Thaba.
So is it?
Thakba.
So
Oh.
Thakba.
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 And second name being Besadi, Besadii.
Man, these names are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sure they just throw letters on a table and go, hey, that will do.
Yahtzee.
Legitimately. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
No,
So, he's somebody who enjoys green and oil and the finer things in life. Sounds like a hut.
While we've been travelling, I'll have raided the captain's
Yeah.
cabin for anything useful that's
Mhm.
stashed on our ship. Did I find anything green?
I'm sure there were a few green stones in there.
What about maybe a green cloak? Or a green hat?
Possibly, sure.
All I can imagine is like a human-sized hat for a hut and how funny that would look.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping Martin's going to let me stick a feather in it.
I love this.
Okay, you stick a feather in it.
Oh, oh.
Bright
Either-
pink to go off the
either
green.
No, it doesn't have to be bright pink.
Well, you can specify colour.
Can I specify colour?
Do you really want to specify colour?
Kind of.
Okay, what colour? You haven't specified it yet.
Could it be purple? instead
Sure.
of pink?
It can be bright
Like
purple.
royal purple?
Fluoro purple.
I'll go for royal purple. But a good vermilion at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit pink, so it's a compromise between me and the GM.
And as you're watching Thakba come towards you, carried by the sweating, grunting Gamorreans,
Yes.
the protocol droid shambles forward and says, "Greeting in the names of Thakba Bezadai Dori of the planet Sahedron. All pay homage to the Hut King."
I'll step forward and bow. I am Saya of the Mandalorians here. This is my herald, Garm. Essentially, you're my protocol droid. You've got more charm than I do. And I give you the hat to present to his worship.
I go to the protocol droid.
Mm-hmm.
Go. This is a gift from my boss to your boss.
He
A
takes
gesture,
it.
a gesture of respect.
He takes it over to the hut, who eats it.
Eats it.
It's too much to hope he'd put it on. Hopefully it tasted good. Does he seem to like it?
He does laugh at that.
Personally, I considered it a fashion disaster, so I don't mind that he ate it.
So the protocol droid asks, do you have Banj in Duba?
Yes, we do.
He looks expectantly at you.
You would like to see him?
Khalid...
He sort of nods while looking at the heart, who's just sort of sitting there waiting.
You have Khalid Nash or Khalid and Kayana or Khalid, a bunch of Mandalorians.
Yeah, Ash will help go get the person.
Yeah,
You bring him forward to the hut.
But you need to explain that we want to claim the other bounty, just like they suggested.
So, as he comes rolled down the plank or gangplank or whatever, we roll him up towards the hut.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow the Mandalorians that are rolling him, and we get up to the hut. And I say to the protocol droid, this is him. Unfortunately, he's a little bit worse for wear. But I hope that your master understands that we have need of his body so that we might claim an additional bounty from the Empire.
As the Hutt's wisely suggested we should do.
Yes. As Sinestu wisely suggested that we do.
Okay. He does pause for a moment. He says something in Hatti to the droid.
Do we still have the leg?
I have no idea because my character would not be involved in that.
Because if we still had the leg, we could offer up the leg as a form of meal if the Hutt so desired. He'd still have his piece of the bounty while we took him in.
Honestly, if he's that way inclined, you can cut all his arms and legs off and give him to the Hutt.
I just thought he'd be amused by that. That's all.
So he talks to the protocol droid?
And the droid says he is willing to negotiate on you taking him in for bounty. He doesn't care what happens to him as long as he is no longer pirating.
He is no longer pirating. So this is his ship. This is Tai Ugly that was being used to raid.
I think Tai Ugly belongs to our ally.
I didn't say either of these ships belong to anyone.
No, it belonged to the captain, and so it's just it doesn't necessarily belong to him. He was just put in charge of piloting because he was the only crew member that didn't drink.
Yeah, I kind of get that, but I think if we want to keep the ally, maybe giving him a...
This is where you negotiate that there is a skilled pilot that comes along with it, that as a free person can pilot it for the Hutts.
Okay.
Because if you imply anything else, he would be sold into slavery, and that's not what we want.
Well, that's why I was going to let the ally keep the ship and go his own way, and just...
Well, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that indicates that he can't. Nobody said anything about what happens to the ships. We've captured them. They're ours.
Our goal was to sell the big pirate ship to the Hutts. The Tai Ugly, if we were to sell that as well, would be an additional, reward on top of that, potentially. So it could be something we could negotiate, see if our ally would want to work for the Hutts.
Okay, so are you discussing this here in front of the Hutt?
Not in front of the Hutt.
Nope, that was player talk.
Well,
It was
they've all got helmets with comms in them, so they're talking to each other. Me, I'm just there going,
we could offer to negotiate with the ship in terms of holding on to the bounty to take him in to the Imperium. my suggestion was, rather than negotiate with the tight ugly, offer the tight ugly to be kept by the ally as a free person, and then the free person ally can either work with the huts or company us or go out bounty hunting on his own, depending on.
My character says to the protocol droid, if you don't mind, and my apologies to your master, but there seems that there's a little bit of a conversation that needs to be had. This is something that I understand we should have had on the ship before we got here, but for whatever reason we didn't do that.
He laughs, and you hear the heart actually saying basic amateurs. He says he will speak to you shortly as he directs his protocol droid and his Gamorreans back into the palace.
Again, you have my apologies. My apologies.
Well, I was hoping to do that as player talk rather than actual role play, but that's okay. Look, the ally, I know he technically works with the pirate that's now being turned in. Has he indicated, like, I know earlier Peter was talking to me and he said something, but I can't remember what he said about, he's the only sober one. But did he say he enjoyed doing the work, or that he wanted to keep working for someone?
The one who said that he wanted to work for whoever was in charge was the first mate, the smuggler, who's the pilot. Basically, doesn't have enough money to get out.
Okay, right. So yeah, he's dependent on a patron.
Mm-hmm. And Sukata has offered to buy the pirate ship if you don't want it.
Alright.
Because her brother's ship, well, he didn't quite survive getting captured by the pirates.
Right. So in terms of what we've got to bargain with, if we were to sell the ship to Sukata because we want to stay on good terms with the Rhodians and get more work from them, from their Hunters Guild, we could negotiate with the Pirates crew or the Tai Ugly as a part of throwing in a bonus for keeping the pirate to take back to the Imperials.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Does that sound like a plan to everybody?
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair because our original contract was to stop Badrin from being a pirate. In terms of the hut contract, that is complete. That is done. So yeah, we really have whatever we really want to do with the 2 optional ships. So I'm happy with the plan that you said.
Yes, I'm happy to sell it to the Rhodians, and I'm happy for your ally to have the Tai Ugly.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in question.
And then introduce the ally to the huts as someone who is a good, reliable worker for them.
The same question stands
Sure.
for the first mate and the 3 other crew of the
Yes.
pirate ship.
Yeah,
Well,
just
What do we do with them?
we introduce them as good workers. That would be paid for their work, but that would be loyal and obedient paid crew.
Do we know if Sukata would be happy to take them, or would we want to offer them to negotiate with the huts?
Do we know enough about the huts that if they entered into an agreement to pay the crew, they wouldn't just mislead them?
They would honour the agreement for as long as you can see them.
So probably better off seeing whether or not Sukata wanted to employ them as pretty much the muscle.
Yeah.
Does the Rhodian want them as crew members?
That's what I mean.
She sort of looks at them with the. She'll take on the smart one, she says. The others,
So
she's not
set
sure.
up a meeting between her and the smart one.
Yeah, she's not sure that the other ones together, account for much. Besides feeding a hut.
If the other ones together count as having one brain cell.
She says that might be overestimating their abilities.
No,
Sounds like
just
your brother.
because the puppy's dumb doesn't mean you feed it to the crocodile. We could hold on to the crew until we came across a more amenable arrangement for them. I have a feeling if we leave them here with the huts will either A, eat them, or B, enslave them. And if Garm doesn't want that to happen, that means we need to take responsibility for them for a bit longer.
And if they're taken to castle, they'll most likely end up imprisoned with the pirate.
Maybe ask a Rhodian to transport them somewhere safer, I guess. Maybe back to Foremost, where they'll probably get into the same kind of trouble. But that's up to them and that's on them. Or you can hook them up with the Rebel Alliance.
I'm sure the rebels could use cannon fodder.
I mean, everybody needs someone who can pick up things and move them from A to B, don't you?
Hey, the first mate is fairly strong.
I gather their worst crimes against the world has just been dumb as posts. Is that right?
Well, they've also participated in piracy.
So they've done all the killing and things?
They would have, yes.
Look, I don't mind leaving them here with the huts, but Garm does, so... I'm kind of going to leave that side of the world up to him, because I've got enough headaches. If you're worried about their future, I'm going to leave it up to you to puzzle out what to do with them. I'll help. I'm not going to leave you to that on your own, but figuring out the how and the what or where, I'll leave that with you. But that means if we're giving the tie ugly to the ally and we're giving the big ship to the Rhodian, then what are we bargaining with the huts for in order to keep the bounty? Are we going to just lower what we take in terms of...
Why do we have to lower anything? Why do we have to do any of that?
The hut said that he's happy to negotiate that with
Yeah,
us.
but what does that mean? Like,
I presume that means the hut is expecting that we pay him something for the inconvenience or lack thereof, but his perception of the inconvenience of not being able to eat the guy that's caused him so much trouble. Or kill him, or whatever he wants to do with him.
As has been clearly said multiple times, the bounty was for us, or someone, to stop him from pirating.
Yep, and
That's
we've done
been
that,
done.
but we are dealing with huts who take a percentage in the commission on everything.
My suggestion is we use Sinesto, the guy who actually gave us the bounty, as a you don't fuck with us or else, dickhead. And we'll see how that works out.
I feel like we should, for the sake of diplomacy, offer a modest something in return for keeping him. I have a feeling that even if we ask Sinestro to back us up, the fact is it's a bunch of hearts and we want to keep them all on side.
You can't please everyone.
I'm not looking
Right.
to please everybody. I'm just suggesting
I don't think
want to piss
Bandon's,
him off.
pleased at all with the outcome.
Well, I can imagine. So let's see what he has to say about this negotiation,
Okay.
and we'll go from there.
What we could ask, like, we have completed the task as given to us. No more pirating. We thank the Hutts for their graciousness to allow us to turn them into the Imperials. And that we can guarantee that there will be no more pirating from there. And like kind of leave the door open for them to negotiate anything further is my thought.
So I just have a question. Our understanding of the Hutts. Do we understand, like, is this a similar situation where the Hutts get like tributes paid to them?
You're not working for the Hut, and you're not one of its subjects. So as a subject, you would be required to pay tribute.
Okay.
That's what most subjects have to do.
Just wanted to double check.
Okay. As you reach the Hut's palace doors, their protocol droid is waiting for you. He says he's being given permission to negotiate on his master's behalf.
Negotiate what?
For the shipment that Band installed.
Okay, so that's what they're after. I was going to say, what is the shipment?
And
The ship?
oh, I see. Okay, so that was over and above the.
I was going to ask
Okay.
what we've got on board. But I thought I might be diving down another alley that
You're quite right. There was quite a number of things on the ship, some of which were, I don't know, fairly esoteric.
So, Thakbar, the most exalted Hut Kingpin, has requested that if you have come across any glitter spice, he will happily take it off your hands.
Is there any glitter spice on
I
the ship?
don't remember there being.
Not that you found.
Hard to say. There's no glitter
We can probably ask Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Yeah.
If there is any.
And I get on my communicator to the ship
Mm.
and say, basically put this guy on, second in command. Was there any glitter spice?
Just, Captain has a hidden spot somewhere on ship.
So that's likely to have some in there.
He has no idea what the captain hides in there because Captain not showing him.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, buddy. Yes, maybe there's supposedly a hidden spot. We'll see what we can find.
We'll investigate. But we're happy to pass over any glitter spice that we find.
What is glitter spice?
It is a drug that makes you force sensitive for a time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, that sounds fun.
No, that doesn't sound good at all.
And it means that you can perceive other people's thoughts.
That's interesting.
I can see why I would be interested.
And people use it to interrogate others.
Well,
Yeah.
cheat in negotiations.
It does quite well in cheating in negotiations. It's very hard to lie to someone who's taken it. Much like to a Jedi or a Sith.
Yeah. So what do you what is the offer for this spice?
He's offering half market rates.
Half. Why half?
Because he's the one who normally sells them.
Because
Maybe he
it
doesn't
was
like
stolen
competition.
off him. Technically, it's his.
So really, if we were going to sell it, we'd be selling it to him regardless.
Pretty much.
Either that or in another system.
Another sector completely.
Sector, yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way we can film with you. No, that's cool. I think it would be good to get a whole rundown of what is on that ship to see if there'd be anything else of interest. But
I'll return to the ship and investigate for hidden spaces as unobtrusively as I can. Reach out with my brain and just see if I can sense.
Well, you do have the ability to do so with
I know.
Would you like me to do the roll for you?
No, I can do it. I think my dice are. Yeah, I'll put my dice. Why do you have to curl up and go to sleep just when I need to get my dice?
Because he knows.
Is it possible for you to toss the tray towards me.
I can do that.
And there's
Is
a
this
box. Yeah, there's a box underneath it full of dice.
Oh, I was just going to say, here's the dice set up for you.
Oh, that's the dice there.
Set it for, I need to add in...
No, I don't like using your dice. What colours are they?
Okay, so there is 2 green,
2 green,
1 yellow,
1 yellow.
3 blue,
Yep, I got it.
2 white.
Yep.
Now the question is, are you upgrading?
Yes, I want to find the secret stash.
Okay, so that means one of your green becomes yellow.
Yep. And
And
what is it up against?
3 purple.
Okay. So I've got 2 yellow, 1 green.
Yep.
3 blue, 2 white.
Yep.
3 purple. Ew. Ew. That looks really bad. That's a whole lot of advantages and nothing else. Alright.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Triumph.
the triumph isn't a success.
And if you take the corruption,
Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out. Are you encouraging me to become corrupt, Peter?
yeah, I want you to join the dark side,
You don't
man.
want to enslave the pirate blokes, but you don't mind if I become corrupt.
There's nothing wrong with being on the dark side.
Do I get anything with that button?
Technically, you got a triumph with 5 advantages at the moment.
Yeah, that's not a success.
But those dark force points, she can use those if she takes the corruption as successes.
She can, as long as she also flips another token over.
So what that means, I find it, but I end up with a percentage of corruption.
Well, you get 1 point of corruption.
How many points of corruption I've got so far?
None, yeah, you haven't taken any.
Ah. Can I turn the corruption back over
No.
over time? No. So once I do it, I can't.
Yep.
What are my options if I just take the advantages of the triumph? Can I keep looking?
You can give someone else a bonus.
Okay, so I could enlist someone else to help me look.
You can.
I will enlist somebody else to help me look. What does the triumph involve? Does it?
Well, I will give them a free upgrade.
Okay, well,
Because you're helping.
who's got really good investigative skills in our group that I know of? I think. I'm trying to think
What
through.
does investigation come under?
That would be perception.
Yeah, perception. I think I know.
Not really.
Ah, there we go. I was trying to get my microphone going. I think I have good skills in
Yeah.
perception. I just couldn't get my microphone to turn on. I was like, wait, it's me! It's me!
Perception's cunning, so I'm looking for someone who's very cunning.
I think, okay, I just have to look it up real quick.
So it would be, because of the free upgrade, it would be 3 yellow for Kayana.
Okay, through, yeah.
I can't even see
see.
perception.
Yeah.
Can't read.
And Brum Brum Crash would be the same if he did it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the only,
Yeah,
the
I
real
should
difference
just
is that Thea has the
sense.
better perception because of force stuff.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Thea was the best one.
I will
Yeah.
enlist the assistance of Kayana.
I don't know. I can. You do that thing with the hollow in the walls, just trying to knock.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So whoever.
And I might enlist the lolcats.
Okay.
I don't think that'll add anything. It's just a cute thing.
So did Kayana wish to upgrade her check?
How many whites do we have left?
You have 4.
I would like to use an upgrade, please. Thank
Do the
you.
lolcats?
So, what are you rolling for again?
Perception.
Trying to find the spice stash.
Oh, you're looking for it.
Trying to
Yeah.
find the secret hidey hole.
Well, the other option is we could always just question the captain, well, the ex-captain.
Yeah, but I was trying to see how much we can get away with that. As little talking as he does as possible is important.
Okay, so.
Oh, yay.
You do manage to actually find the stash.
Do I do the cool guy thing where like knock knock, hit a panel loose and it's theirs?
It was in a removable floorboard in the cargo hold
gonna
under
say,
cargo.
It's always
Nice.
floorboards, right? That's where it is
Yeah.
in Millennium Falcon.
Always the floorboards.
And inside you find a container of glitter stem with 100 doses in it, normally worth $5,000 on the black market.
Is this where I swipe one?
You can
Sorry.
swipe one.
Do I want to swipe one? I've got 4 senses already. I
It
presume I don't.
won't make your life better.
No. That's why I'm like, I don't actually want to swipe one. I think Kayana might try to swipe one from...
No, Kayana wouldn't want to do that. Lonnie, my D&D character, probably would. But Kayana, no.
If we were playing our
But
D&D
Gallum can
characters in
make
this game,
a
things would be totally different.
negotiation with the droid.
For a high percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
May get the droid killed, but hey, that's what droids are for.
Sorry, what were we doing with the droid?
He was going to negotiate with the droid for the price
For a higher percentage?
because he had been given authority to negotiate on behalf of the Hutt.
Okay, cool. Alright. It's really your cup of tea, so not a bad idea for them. After that, can I find out if the Wolf Cats find anything else? Or we seek around the ship?
So the only thing that this droid was interested in is the glitter spice.
He was, yes.
Right.
We get to keep everything else.
Nice.
Well, that he said that's all his master was interested in.
Yeah, well,
So now we get to keep all the space wizard rocks.
yep.
Excellent.
Okay.
Pretty much the hidden compartment in my quarters is full of the shit we took out of the captain's cabin.
Okay, did you wish to upgrade your check?
And I'll check with Martin if it's got a value so I can split it amongst the group.
Do I want to upgrade my check?
Do we have 3 left now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do it.
Sure.
Depends
why
on
not?
whether or not we end up in combat later, but, you know.
Well, that's why I asked, because
Don't.
I'm going to avoid it like
I didn't
the
like the smile that was on Martin's face with that. Dang, nice.
Peter always does well.
What?
I
It's
really
all
should
positives.
give up rolling.
Everything that's left on there.
Okay, so with your negotiation with the droid, he's actually gotten that up to $4,000 for the spice.
Which
So
is,
80%.
yeah.
Even with all of that, that's crazy.
Well, it was 100 credits per success per case, and 100 credits for each advantage. So if you had multiple cases, you would have gotten a bucket load more.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
And the Triumph gate, I threw in an extra 500.
cool.
nice. Okay. That's awesome.
Which does fit along what it was suggesting for negotiation with the Hutt.
Nice.
Though if you had it on with the Hutt himself, it would have been a little bit harder than 2 red.
A lot.
I can imagine, yeah.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
harder.
But the droid itself, 2 red is not a pushover.
No.
So yes, you get offered that, and because the guy was not suitable for fighting in an arena, they throw in another 3,000 for getting the pirate off the board. This is not counting what Sinestro was offering.
Okay.
So there's still the 10 grand that's coming from
10
Sinestro.
grand of upgrade from Sinestro.
So that takes us up to what, 17?
So you get given $7,000 for from the Hutt for the case, plus
Yep.
the fact that you're guaranteeing this guy's going to prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I take that 7 grand, put it in my pocket.
And you get
I was going to say, this is a good thing.
and you get offered
I think so.
to spend the rest of the day watching gladiatorial matches. For the pleasure of the heart.
It doesn't really interest me. How about the rest of you Mandalorians?
I'm going to take my Lothcats and continue to search that ship for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
What do the Lothcats roll? I just want to know.
Well, I added an extra 2 blue dice, 1 for each cat to the roll. That was
okay, so when Kayana was doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just what other, like you said, there's
So
cargo there. What kind of cargo is there?
the cargo in there boxes here are all empty.
Oh, okay, really? There's
Yep.
no cargo.
He had either offloaded it all or hadn't got anything useful.
Oh, that sucks. So we're selling the ship to the Rhodian. How much are we selling the ship for?
The ship is normally worth 130,000.
Right.
How much are you going to offer it to the Radiant for?
150,000. No, okay.
Friendly terms. If it's normally, well, is that a fair valuation for the ship as it is now?
It's second hand.
That is purchasing it new price.
Okay, so second hand is probably worth, what, 60? Because that's just under half. So I think your
Don't you wanting to get the guns off this as well?
yeah, we do want to get the guns off.
But the Hut could quite easily put a set of guns on anyway. It's easy for him to get access to that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
No extra charge for us?
It would just be the cost of what the guns were.
Okay, because
Which could easily come out of the 10,000.
I kind of want, I don't want to take that out of my 10 grand. I want to have free guns from a ship I stole, and then 10 grand to put into the ship. That's what I'm after. So I would
Zakata accept the ship in that condition then?
Well, I would try to negotiate with Cicada to say I kind of really want those guns, or the price gets negotiated on the fact that I can afford to get guns for my ship without extra cost.
Maybe we could all work out this a little bit later. Maybe if Brewing Crash and myself look over the guns to see if they actually are worthwhile salvaging, because they might be actually a poor quality model.
Well, no, I meant
Sure.
to work it into our negotiation that I really, regardless of whether the guns work or not, I'd really like the guns. Will you pay us a little bit more if I give you the ship with the guns I really want? But, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a play. It's kind of like when you're selling your car and you're like, I really don't want to sell my car, but if offered the right price, I could part with my car. Do you get the ruse type deal? Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me, yeah.
She says instead of 60,000 for the ship, how about 70,000 for the ship, considering the guns new are 8,000?
Done deal, I would say.
I've got no problems with it.
I'm happy with that.
Sure.
She should be able to get the money from her contacts on Shadar.
Yep. Okay.
Well, don't forget there's the 10 grand coming from the Empire as well.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got to go to the Empire next and drop off our poor pirate, and then that's the Kessel thing, is it?
We have to go all the way to Kessel, yeah.
That's all the way to Kessel.
So
Which
do we
would-
want to do that with the big ship, or do we want to leave the ship with the Rhodian and just take the pirate?
Well, you only want to take one ship, and you want to take someone with Imperial credentials.
Okay. Do we have someone with Imperial credentials?
I do.
Pretty sure my medal doesn't count me as.
Actually, you should. Before I go to talk to anybody, you should give me the medal so I can put it on my
it's
chest.
part of your
Yes.
Medal of Valor.
And the letter that says, "I'm a top guy."
The Valorious.
Well, she does say that if they get pulled up, she's got, between her and her brother, both have valid Imperial Bounty Hunter licenses.
Oh, well, that works as well.
Well, your brother's going to have to come with us with the.
Well, she says, of course he's coming.
he wants credit.
He's the one who has to claim it. She says,
Yeah,
hitting him in
that's
the back of the head.
Yeah.
That's it. So,
Yeah, that is the idea.
so did you want to come with us, with your brother, to claim it, and then you and your brother can go off and do what you need to do.
She will happily meet you on Shadar. Maybe your friends will go there first, and she will take you back there after dropping off the cargo.
Yeah, that makes
If you're
sense.
coming with her.
I'll go with that.
Do I need to go with?
Well, you said you had the valid Imperial license.
Not necessarily for
Not for travelling.
for travelling, yes, but not for being a bounty hunter.
Plus, I'm sure you might be able to negotiate with the head of the prison, who may trade you spice in place of credits. Yes.
So she's suggesting just Garm and them go to drop off the bounty?
Well, Garm's not wanted by the Empire.
Yet.
The rest of us are.
The rest of you may still be wanted by the Empire.
So where are we while Garm's doing this?
Going to Shadar, the place where Sinestu has his
getting our ship
facility.
upgraded.
Yeah.
And the 10 grand.
Does anyone go with Garm, though, that isn't necessarily going to tick off the radar straight away?
A Gungan with Mandalorian armor would be noticeable. As
Well,
would
what if the
Mandalorians.
Gungan changed?
I think only Ash isn't technically wanted by the Empire, but even then, a Mandalorian is suspicious.
I'm just worried about leaving Garm without his usual meat shield.
I'm wondering if we think maybe if we could send Ash, we might think that might be a good idea. For what we know about the Imperials and how suspicious that or may be.
Well, the option is that Ash could dress in disguise.
I was going to say, that's a question for GM. Do I have that correct, that Ash isn't wanted by the Imperials?
The Death Watch had caused problems in the Elrood Sector, and the Empire probably won't look favourably on a former Death Watch person.
That's why I was
Okay.
thinking Brum Brum
That's
Crash.
because... Well,
As reluctant as I would be to part with him, he's not one of
I
the
was
Empire.
in the jar with you guys originally, so just remember that. So,
oh,
He's
no,
technically
that's
a
right, before we
jailbreaker.
found you. Never mind.
So is
Oh.
Brum Brum, he's not
That
wanted by
doesn't
the
work, then.
Empire. If he's not in Mandalorian armor, he's not as obvious. He's
So
a
it would-
famous racing figure. So
Yeah, it would have to be someone not in Mando armor.
I'm pretty sure Brum Brum's our only choice.
Is this where Kayana suggests to go and not armor again and then almost die?
I'd much prefer that someone came with me, and Brum Brum and I seem a good fit.
Yeah, I think
So,
that's good. And
yeah.
I know Brum Brum's okay to take off his Mandalorian armor because he was reluctant to wear it in the first place. Because he's technically not a Mandalorian. Doesn't.
The
Hi.
only problem with Brum Brum is not human.
That's okay.
And
I am.
But as long as Brum Brum is Garm's servant, the Imperials won't have a problem with that. And as long as if
Brum
something
Brum
happens,
doesn't have Imperial ID.
okay.
No,
yeah,
no one except Garm at this stage has Imperial ID.
So how is it that we got away with interacting with the Imperials on form?
They weren't asking for your ID, they were congratulating you on getting rid of a pirate threat. They didn't care who you were.
Okay, so you're saying that we can't send anyone along with Garm to.
If you're going to
keep
go
him safe?
by the official path in, then you've got to be careful who you take with you. If
Yeah.
you go by the unofficial path in, you risk getting caught in the smuggler's run.
Alright, looks like I'm going by myself.
Yeah, I'm reluctant to send you by yourself, but from the
Yeah.
way
It's
the GM's
safest.
we don't have any
Yeah.
choice.
Before I head off with I will hand over the 7 grand in the crit stick to
Yeah.
Glorious Leader.
I will hide that hopefully somewhere safe.
And
Mesa turns to Garb and says, Nice working with you.
Okay, so it gives you that. Hey, look, we'll meet again. Come on, buddy, don't be like that. And I'll also give you the Space Wizard crystal.
Okay.
Okay, if I'm going where I'm going, I don't want to be carrying that.
No, you don't.
So effectively, as far as I'm aware, I have nothing incriminating on me.
Do you want a Medal of Valor just in case?
Yes, please.
I'll pass that over. See whether or not that helps.
I'll attach it appropriately to my uniform.
Outfit, yeah. Uniform, yeah. Alright, so it sounds like we're going to Nashtar.
Okay. So, it doesn't take you long to travel to Nashtar from Slehedron. It's basically one of the stops closest.
Yep.
And you do, doesn't take you long to get clearance to fly onto the planet. And you find that a new shop has been set up by Sinestu.
That's propitious.
Well, he's had a bit of time since you were last there. And most of his opponent's credits have been wasted trying to capture him.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not a bad thing either.
No, you don't want to keep throwing money after a bad investment.
No.
And the amount of people you took out, it was a bad investment.
We like to be thorough.
Okay, so Sinestu is asking what do you wish to get for your ship?
I think,
Everything.
well, we want some sort of better guns, I presume. And I know a long time ago we wanted an ion cannon, I'm pretty sure. But we wanted to disguise it so it's not too obvious.
He does ask if you wish it mounted on the upper or lower turret.
I do not know about these things. I would be asking someone like Brum Brum.
He does say that the turret gives you ability to shoot in any fire arc.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's mounted on the front of your ship, you can only shoot what you're flying at. Bad technical advantage.
I would say we will go with the turret then.
Yeah.
And is that our thing spent? Because the only other thing I do is upgrade our shields.
Okay, just looking for the.
We'll also need to upgrade our power because you're going to be.
Yeah.
We're going to have a greater power drawn on the shields and the weaponry.
Yeah.
You might also
Well,
have to upgrade
you
the engines
have
as well.
slots left on your ship, which means it has the capacity to have things added onto it.
Yep.
Which is the handiness of having things like that.
Yep.
Okay, so
Well, we've been planning this for a long time.
says your ship qualifies for a light iron cannon, not for a heavy or medium. They're too big for your ship.
Well, we have to
Could
take
you,
what we can get, I guess.
Could you have it pintle mounted?
What do you mean?
So basically, you've got the iron cannon, and they build the ship around the cannon.
He does say you can get a mount for a larger weapon. But he does say that that's not recommended for your ship.
No.
Though if you were to use your Gungan friend to design a ship, he could design a ship around a weapon.
Well, I don't know why we didn't just start with that already. But I'm pretty
Just
sure...
that there's a chance it will go boom if it's not from a well-used design.
Yeah,
Hashtag Death Star.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're happy with just, I guess, upgrading to the light iron cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Upgrading the guns that we've got to something like the quad gun.
And you might be able to pour in some of the money from Sakata into also upgrading.
That was the thing, and then upgrade shields, and then as Carl had pointed out, we'll need to make sure that the engines and the batteries, so to speak, are up to run and all of that.
Just as a side thing,
Yep.
Garm will have also handed over personal funds of 10 grand. So if that comes in handy, then feel free to use it.
Thea will check with the group and seek approval to use group funds to put into upgrading the ship. And
Well, I'll agree. I'll say yes, you can use group funds to upgrade the ship.
while asking the Mandalorians and Brum as well.
Well, I don't get a vote.
I know Khalid would probably agree. I'm pretty sure Kayana's on the same page.
Okay, so they also say they can make the iron cannon a twin or triple shot, or even a quad shot.
I don't know why that's a question.
Because it costs money.
Okay.
You go from 5 grand for a
Single.
single, you go to 7.5 for a twin,
Right.
10 grand for a triple, and 12.5 for a quad.
Just give me a sec.
Wouldn't it cost
Alright.
less
So
for me?
I got
This is the Huts putting it in. You're not getting
right.
access to the their gear or equipment.
okay. So
Okay.
let's just start with the iron cannon. If I want, say we want a quad.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to cost?
12.5.
Okay. And then if we wanted to upgrade our guns,
The other one being a quad cannon blaster would be 8,000.
8. Okay. And then if we want to upgrade shields, battery, and engines to cope with all of that.
You don't need to upgrade the battery.
Okay.
I was telling Ross you have what are
Slots.
called
Those
customization
slots.
points,
Yep. Okay.
and you've only taken 1 out of 5 of them.
Okay. Alright.
Nice.
So what about engines?
You can upgrade the engines. You can also add extra things on top of the engines.
Right.
But most things like the hull or the engines can be tweaked to get more out of them.
Yeah. Okay. So at the moment, and I use this word carefully. We've only spent 20 grand, but we technically have 87 just out of this job alone that we could put towards upgrades. Is there? I know we talked about a couple of defensive type systems.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a defensive system we can put into
Okay.
it so that we can get away if we need to? I'm particularly thinking about like tractor beams and shit like that.
Oh, like in the Mandalorian when they hit him with the tractor beam and he opens up the
Yeah.
and just
the
blows
shrapnel.
the hell out of the.
Well,
I don't
from
think we can
Andor.
get anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but you know, I'm thinking we deal with Imperials an awful lot, and I'm thinking defensive systems aren't necessarily a bad idea.
Well, one of the things you can get is an afterburner, which makes it hard, gives you an instant speed boost. Then there's the anti-theft system, which stops other people from stealing it. You have the assault boarding tube for you to do your own form of piracy.
Considering we're not pirates, I don't know. Like, if people online hear something sounds really good to them, please just yell.
What about the on the Millennium Falcon? You know, the stormtroopers are coming up and the turret drops down and just starts hosing them down.
You can have those sort of turrets added.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea.
Plus
Considering the amount of times we get caught in dock or
Yeah.
or before we've taken off, or before we've gotten too far. And we have to
Also,
shoot at
an
people.
electronic countermeasures suite to shut down missiles and scanning.
Oh shit, that sounds alright.
Okay, so how much is the electronic
Countermeasures suite.
measure? Yeah.
Okay, so for your ship it would be 9,000 because it is base cost by silhouette.
Yep.
Bigger your ship, the more it costs.
Yep.
And the
Understandable.
turret deal?
The turret the turrets don't go up in price because they're the base things.
Yeah, but how much is it to get our turret up, what Peter was suggesting?
The
The drop down one.
Anti-personnel.
Let's see, I think I have.
What was that first thing? Iron. That's it. That's forward. Does anyone have a wish list, by the way, that's online? Like, does Broom Broom Crash, having had that experience with his cousins, stealing his ship, insist passionately we get anti-theft?
Probably,
That's all I wanted was anti-theft, that's all.
probably something with regards to shields, if we haven't already.
Yeah, I think anti-theft
I'll
might...
check you on your ship. Just give me a second, Mike. I'll check what you got in your ship. Sounds good.
Wireless key fob.
Yeah, we definitely need...
Because I know in particular I don't have any sort of security concepts, but yours had a security thing on it.
I think we do need a security thing, considering an astromech droid tried to take off with our ship, and if I hadn't ionized his ass, he would have made it and left us space.
Okay. So Mike, for yours, well, my mum's doing his thing. You've got a Sabo Genesys MK1. You've got a Silhouette of 3, Speed of 4, Handling of 4, Armor 1, Hull 25. System 16, you've got a Defense F1 and a Defense A1.
So fore and aft,
yeah.
so front and back.
Yeah. You have good things on your ship compared to mine, but yours is more of a speeder ship than.
So the retractable turret should set you back about maybe $7,000, I think, for the anti-personnel using a heavy repeating blaster.
So you're on your ship, you have masterful construction, so if everything's vaporized destroyed, it gains breaking up result instead. Broom Broom Crash gains a bonus blue dice. You have piloting checks on this vehicle. Your custom controls, improved safety features. So you get reduced damage for critical hits and things like that. Anti-theft system, which is what I want, which you've got on your ship. Advanced targeting array, gunner checks upgrade twice. And you have +2 to ship handling, +1 for rear shields. And you've got a front-mounted laser cannon medium twin for your ship.
Well, they're the things he bought.
Yeah. So,
And noting down just how much the ship costs all up for someone else is, it's 150k to get his ship.
Yeah, we just want to upgrade our ship with stuff. We don't need to...
Probably... oh, sorry. Probably... I can't read that. If there's anything to do with the upgrading the oxygen system, upgrading the hull, and probably shields. Sorry, my eyesight's terrible. I can't read any of that stuff. So.
They can put reinforced shield generators on their ship, which gives them better shielding.
Yep. That's good.
But that will take up 2 of their remaining slots, leaving them with 1 slot left.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Don't mind that then.
So you go, Mike.
Oh, I just said alright, don't worry about that then.
But it does give them better defenses.
So it's a reinforced shield thing.
Generator, yeah.
Generator. And it takes up 2 slots, but is it worth?
It may mean you don't get hit at all.
That is possibly...
And you can keep upgrading it to make it even harder for things to hit you.
Right, and that still leaves us with a slot left. We've got an iron quad cannon and a normal quad cannon and a drop-down turret, right?
Yep.
So, I think maybe that might be worth even though we've only got 1 slot left. It's going to give us defense and offense, and we've still got 1 option. Like, you don't want to leave a bunch of slots empty. If you can put useful things into them, this could be a useful thing. Do you understand the function of the reinforced shield generator enough to say whether or not you think it's worth those 2 slots? Mike?
Oh god. I don't know. I'm heavily medicated at the moment.
From a GM's perspective, it does make your life easier if you don't get hit.
Sure, let's do that then. As I've learned in the past, if Martin says do something, then probably worthwhile doing it.
And I'm
That is
sure
the same
that
I go
if
by.
you ask them nicely, they will also upgrade it at the same time. Because as long as you're paying, they'll do.
I will ask very nicely.
Pretty please.
I'll give them a cheesy smile. I'll get the loft cats to do a couple of tricks for them. Entertain them a little bit. So that was the...
Okay, so what? They give you a
You're
fully
not having the
upgraded...
lock in front of the hut, are you?
They give you a fully upgraded shield generator, meaning it gives you 3 points to your shielding instead of 1, and takes up 1 point instead of 2.
Shit, so
pretty
when
good.
I write this down...
But
it's,
that is basically because they've got his top people working on it, and that being a conglomerate who works with him, who are very happy that you saved them. Which means you won't always get that level of service from them.
No.
what does the reinforced shield generator cost?
The base cost is 11,600.
Yep.
Plus 3 upgrades will knock it up by another 600.
But they
600,
were
it'll be another
nicely-
1,800.
They were nicely doing a couple of the upgrades?
They were doing the upgrades, which means that successfully gets done, but you still pay the cost
But we
for
still
it.
got to play it, so...
So it will be another 1,800 on top.
Okay.
Because it is 100 per
Yeah.
upgrade added. So first upgrade 100, second one 200, but then multiplied by your silhouette. So the bigger your ship,
yes.
the more
Of
it
course.
costs.
Of course, yeah.
Otherwise, it will cost the same to put shields on a Star Destroyer
Destroyer.
as it would for an X-Wing.
Yeah.
For the same protection bonus.
Yeah.
Things they left out in the rulebook.
So the drop-down turret, what did that cost?
That was going to cost you $7,000.
7, yep. This is my friends, how you go broke in like 2.5 seconds. And can we still do the hull?
Do hull upgrade.
Did
I'll have to
you-
look up what they do.
Yeah.
Did you put aside the 10% for your clan?
I'm just adding up the figures now because I do have personal funds and might be able to take something from the group funds towards it, depending on what group has. That's why I'm doing the sums just now.
He does recommend smuggling compartments for all those things you don't want people to know about.
So just to make sure I'm covering everything. I stopped at the drop-down turret with $7,000. The hull upgrade was where.
Hull upgrade and engine upgrade, I'll have to look those up for what they cost.
Okay, and what was the other upgrade?
Smuggler compartments.
Okay, so I'll put to be confirmed. And what about anti-theft?
You can put anti-theft on there as well.
what's it cost though?
Anti-theft will cost you 3,000.
Okay, so
But he can give you top of the line anti-theft.
I used to be able to do all these things in my head.
Because technically there are 12 upgrades you can put onto the anti-theft system.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So there are 3 upgrades to increase the security rating. Then you can increase it for electronic countermeasures, or physical countermeasures, or computer countermeasures.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive.
Yep. And you can have all of those increased, so everything is maxed out.
Once when you finish with the big ship, can I have a chat to you about my ship?
You can. Have you looked at stuff you'd like your ship to have?
There's mainly the anti-theft system, and I was looking for some shields because I haven't got much defense on it.
Did you have a look at how many hard points your ship has?
Okay.
Well, we've spent 52 so far, so
I don't think I've got much room for stuff. That's what I wanted. What I can do.
Okay, you can put one thing on your ship. What would you like?
Oh,
one thing. Oh,
yeah.
You get to pick one whole thing.
is that because he's got a small ship?
It's because it's a starfighter.
I see.
Most starfighters are not customizable.
Yep.
Whereas so the first ship that Broom Broom Crash flew had no customization points at all.
At all. Yep. Okay. Cool.
No, that.
So,
Yeah, just have a squeeze. Yeah, squeeze. I'm not looking for weapons. I have enough weapons on it. I know that straight up. I don't have another weapon on it. But it's more just some defense. I just looked at it. I'm quick, but if I get hit, I get hit kind of thing. So
Well, currently you have no
Machine.
shieldings.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Mike. Yeah.
Guard cannon.
Oh,
Most
that's
starfighters
fine.
are.
I think I'm a bit faster in your ship, I think. I don't check, but yeah. It's just that more that you've got a bit more, you can take your hit on more than I can, that's all. I think off-road suspension's going okay for my car.
oh, that's what Mike mentioned that I wanted to follow up on. Oxygen. Something to do with oxygen.
Yeah, but the thing is, that again is based on how many people can get on the ship.
Yeah.
At the ship's capacity, you can increase capacity, but generally for bigger ships.
Right. I see. Because he was talking about increasing the oxygen capacity. Okay.
You could put a wet bar on your ship, Mark.
What about
You start asking for things you can put on there.
yeah, I was just thinking better guns would probably be good, or better
If it was
defenses.
pipe, I would have put the wet bar on straight away first thing. I think it would be handy.
I think guns or defences would be where you want to stick.
Well, I've got a torpedo as well as a front boat gun, so I'm pretty good for a starfighter, so
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's more just
What about
I'm
not
getting
blowing
my-
up?
shield generators, they all on slide.
Well, shield generators are generally 2 spots.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Just double check.
Because if you have a look at things, they will have hard points listed as what they require.
Yeah.
Whereas this one would have been great for you because it gives you +3 armor, +1 handling, and rear defense with the ability to increase the others. Except for the fact that it takes 2 hard points.
Yeah, that's why. I'm trying to look for anything armor-wise, but I can't see much there.
Just looking, I know there is an armor section. Just look.
Yeah. I see the weapons section. Oh, yes, I have vehicle model on down the bottom here. Oh, that's not issues. I'm going to play Ninja.
Yeah, that one's still waiting on stuff going on it. I believe Combat Blade is the
a
base
more maneuverable
design.
ship or just more.
Maneuverable sounds like it could be a good investment.
What about a stealth system? Is that?
You can fit a stealth system on there without any problems.
Yeah. That means I won't be able to hide from radar for a bit. That's all I'm thinking.
So it does also
If they can't see you, they can't hit you.
It
That's
does
what I'm
reduce
thinking,
your
but-
silhouette by 1, which is a useful thing.
Right,
And
rogue.
Yeah, we just painted black.
it is similar to doing that.
Stealth systems are 21% of vehicle costs, so it's $120,000. That's 30,000 for stealth kit or stealth system. Is that about right?
It is about right.
But I have to say that for myself if it's okay. I don't want group ones for that.
So the benefit for that is if you get the stealth system on your ship counts as a silhouette 1 vehicle when being fired upon by the others.
Okay.
Which means that they have drastically increased difficulties in hitting you.
That'd be handy if I can't shield myself off. I can, if I'm hard to hit, it makes it easier. So
It does.
yeah.
And
We know Ashley, a superstar pilot.
I'm
If
sure
I
you
shoot
can
first, I always
ask,
win. So,
sure you
yeah.
can ask them to upgrade it to a silhouette 0. And maybe give yourself the stealth ratings increases as well.
Yeah, look. We just did the first round, and I can say it for you just to rank by once.
Yes, but any additional things will come with a dice roll, and if the dice roll gets a despair on it, they fry the system and it gets removed.
Okay.
This is the one time where they're doing it properly for free. Well, not for free. They're doing it properly, but you're paying for it. But it's not a roll.
Okay, we'll go what we can do for free.
Well,
as
it's
long as
a
I-
free roll, not a free cost.
Okay, so that'd be $30,000. And I reckon
And
if I put in half, would the rest of the pay wouldn't half and also I think. Because I think I've got 30k just lying around. And I've got at least 10 or 15, but
How nicely are you asking?
extremely nice. The nicest you've ever heard me talk about things.
Oh, $5,000.
Yeah.
But hey, he will have the hardest to hit ship in the fleet.
Considering that he's fighting for us in our defences, we'll put in money. But next time I go into a room to take a bounty, you come in with me.
Okay.
I need people to have my back.
I'll tell you after the session what I thought I was doing, and maybe I'll go. Okay.
That's a
I thought it was garden people outside.
Yes. The guarding the corridor was what it ended up being. The
Yeah, I
people
didn't.
had already been
I've
settled.
gone through most of the things. I thought I said I had people outside still in the jet, and that's why I was sitting outside. Because I thought, oh, just in case they want to come in and try to help the captain, I was just trying to be protective. But that's okay. I've learned.
we already had Broom Broom outside, but yeah.
Yeah, and I was just sitting outside because one, I'm very bad at hitting people, and
Thank you.
secondly,
Is
if
that
I
pretty
wander in a
sister
small
girls?
room, I'm not going to do it for anyone. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll leave the people.
I didn't want to shoot guns off, that's all I was trying to say.
I like where your head's at.
Especially when I put on auto phone, just go through the whole room like I'm supposed to. So. I was trying to be. I thought, no, they don't need you. Enough people there. I thought I was doing the right thing, but it's okay.
So
I'm sure I'll get her talking to by later on. It's okay. I sent to more melee training on Saturday.
the miscommunication is all down to me, so I need to make sure that the communication gets through next time.
I was going to say I'm going to take the punishment for you. So.
You were going to say, sorry, what?
I was going to take the punishment for you.
Oh, no, it's non-transferable.
Yeah, no.
No.
I was going to try to no. She said that I didn't accept it. It's not her fault. I was just being big.
It's Mandalorian culture, really. The leader takes the shit for. Kyana will tell you. It's kind of the deal.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, even if it was, due to other people making different choices, the ultimate responsibility falls onto the leader, because the leader is the one that is meant to make the choice.
And also meant to inspire confidence in the followers.
And so the punishment isn't about any type of failure. The punishment is because of the lack of leadership.
And discipline within the group.
That's it. Yeah. So it's not a oh man, the guy really messed up and you have to take responsibility for it because we're saying so. No, it's you are supposed to have the leadership skills and you didn't display it in this instance, therefore you are meeting the punishment for not stepping up to fight.
Yeah. And the punishment hopefully won't be demotion, but it can be.
I don't know. I was on the thought, I'm going to have to rewatch the beginning after that.
To be fair.
Yeah, because I thought I was somebody outside still. That's why I was hanging outside to make sure that no one tried to jump you in the room. That's what I was thinking.
To be fair to Thea, we didn't all end up in prison like with me. So maybe if you get them on a good day.
Yeah, it'll depend on a lot of other things as well.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's also how we handle the rest of this as well, just to kind of show, all right, how do you wrap this up then?
Yeah. Is that the deal?
Okay, so Garm is at Kessel. He is met by the personnel there, including a Morith Duel, who's more insectoid, humanoid. And he basically rustles up all the credits he can give to you, and gives you 2,300 in credits and a metal cylinder with a code in it that will make sure you get the rest of it.
What about healthy stuff? If you'd like it, Martin gets apples.
Thanks.
So yes, he does. Doesn't seem to have the full money with him.
Right. So what were we expecting?
10,000.
And he's given us 2,900.
2,300.
2,300.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And
how?
And effectively a promissory note, where we can get the rest elsewhere.
Which is worth how much in actuality?
That's a good question. That is a damn fine question.
And where is the elsewhere that we're supposed to be able to get this from?
These are questions I actually ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm sitting down.
So I'm looking at what he's given me as opposed to the 2,300. And is it anything?
It seems to be a computerized cylinder that says once you plug that into the HoloNet or a Imperial network, you will get extra money as it is made available.
As it is made available.
He doesn't have a lot of cash lying around.
Can you, just for the play's sake, explain this system for us? Is this a legit system?
Yeah, have I ever heard of anything like this before?
You've heard of Imperials doing this to people all the time, where they offer them a bounty and pay them in drip feed after that.
I would not necessarily hand it over straight away. Is there anything else they can give us? Cargo or something that's worthwhile?
If he gives him spice, then technically you could be arrested on the way out.
Yeah, no, we don't want spice. I mean, like, legitimate cargo.
Hold on. I got it. If they're going to drip feed the money, we can then drip feed the bounty.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. But I thought it was
Okay,
funny.
I'll start with the fingers first.
We already have the leg.
Yeah, I'd hand over a leg for 2,300.
This is a joke. Only God is there.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I'm pointing this out for the GM because I know that he will get us up to shenanigans if he accepts this.
well, I look at my Rhodian friend, since he's the one who's doing it.
Yeah, technically it's his bounty.
It's not anything to do with me.
He does say that if the moth doesn't come through with it, he'll take his complaints to the Huts, who are their main
That's
buyer.
fair.
I give him a nod. I go, "Yeah, good one." Yeah.
Which does make the moth look very pale in comparison to what he looked previously.
So I'm basically there just as support for my Rhodian buddy, but he's the man taking the credit and taking the credits.
He's basically getting it more for the prestige of putting the bounty in as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
but the money doesn't hurt.
The money helps a lot.
I'm not sure he deserves the prestige, but yeah, that's between him and his sister. The only reason I agreed to any of this is because the sister helped us. So.
Yeah, she was good gear.
Okay, so they make a deal. The person's handed over, and he's taken for processing.
And what is the ultimate end for the other four, the first mate and the three stooges?
They're with you, aren't they? Or did
Are
they
they
want to
still
come
with
with
us?
us?
I believe they probably went with Garm,
Oh, okay.
because otherwise they would end up on Narshada. And once you're there, you sort of, if you let go there, you're sort of stuck in the whole crime empire.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't want to hand them over to the Imperials because they'll just be killed.
So what do they want to do?
As you didn't turn them over, they're happy to be dropped off somewhere along the way.
Okay. And I'll relay that to the sister, and if we get a chance to drop them off at some point that's at least reasonably droid friendly, would be appreciated.
The droid friendly?
A place that is droid friendly.
Why's that? These are all humans, aren't they?
No, the droids are droids.
Oh no, I meant the first
Droids.
mate and the three pirates.
If it's droid friendly, it's likely to be human friendly as well.
Okay.
Oh,
The
okay.
as far as I know, J9 or whatever, the protocol droid and the astromech are still on our ship because the protocol droid is currently attached to our systems because he can't survive without them, and the astromech is his best friend.
Oh,
Yeah, they're chilling on their own.
Martin was saying that they were with us, but that's okay.
Did you say the droids are
I thought you were referring to the captives.
Yeah,
Okay.
the pirate.
Either way, then the captors will drop them somewhere.
Yeah, so
Friendly along the way.
the second mate and the Larry and Curly is who we were talking about.
Sorry. Yeah, second mate, and then the guys.
Three.
Yeah. I think you referred to them as Larry, Curly, and Mo.
No, that wasn't me.
Yeah, I gave them the Three Stooges names because
There
yeah.
you
And I'll throw as a group a total of 300 credits to them. That's basically all the money I've got on me at the moment. Apart from obviously what I've given Glorious Leader to do
Yep.
inglorious things with.
Well, so far, Glorious Leader has spent close to 53 grand upgrading the ship.
Really nice upgrade.
Yep.
So Garm is now effectively penniless, without pennies.
Surely you'll earn more pennies.
Eventually.
Okay, so you end up back on Nashadar after going through at least 4 checkpoints, where they go over your credentials multiple times. But considering they have put in a bounty successfully with Kessel.
And I'm wearing my hero's medal. And people know me. I'm not an unknown entity, kind of.
The fact you're travelling with 2 Rhodians means that they refer to you as captain most of the time.
Fair enough. Just
Basically, you're the human.
yeah, racist bastards.
That they are. And you make it to Nasha a few days after the others.
Okay.
By the time you get there, your Rhodian friend has managed to get some credits and is able to transfer 75,000 credits to you as a thank you.
I didn't think it was that much that we were.
Yeah, it's 5 grand tip.
Apparently, your travels on their trip made it faster. Your assistance on the trip. So she's just appreciative.
The sisters probably also grateful that you've helped redeem her brother's reputation, because even though he's pretty much incompetent,
He's not incompetent.
he could bring their family into...
Disrepute.
He made a bad choice.
It happens. It happens. Well, I thank her and I say, look, you know, it's the thing you do for friends. It's no big deal.
She's happy to work with you guys in the future, and she's going to spend some time fixing this ship up.
Technically, you have 5 grand in your pocket now, though. Because we got paid 75, so that leaves 5
What do you mean,
grand.
we, white man?
Pardon?
I said, what do you mean, we, white man?
I'm not a white man.
It's anyway. I have said
Is this a quote from some sort of thing that
Pretty much.
I've completely gone over my head?
I've got 75,000.
That 70 you promised to us. For the
Did
ship.
I? When did I do that?
Yeah. That's what we're getting for the sale. Of the
You know these Rhodians, you can't trust them.
ship. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm the one with the lightsaber.
Now, lucky I don't know that.
You could find it out soon, though.
True. I got no problems with handing over the full 75.
You need something to keep you going. You need to buy, you trade in goods.
Yes.
So you need money to buy goods, so that you can trade in goods.
I've already got goods, etc., moving around at the moment. I'm just waiting for some pays to come in. So whilst I'm cash poor, I'm asset rich.
Yeah. And you'll get paid next session or something like that. It'll be something like 9 grand. You get paid grands, and I get paid hundreds.
just working out some stuff, and then I will give you the nice news of what's happening next.
But yeah, so I'll hand over that 75 to you, and I'll explain that she handed it over the $5,000 as a thank you. Which I thought was very nice of her.
That's very fortuitous, considering just how much we're spending on our ship. Because if I have to put 10% over to the family, and it costs around $10,000 for the two to be announced prices.
The ship.
Yeah, that won't. Yeah, look, we'll still get to split $3,000 or so, maybe $2,000 amongst the crew, like the rest of the party, but there's not going to be a huge amount left over.
You get 30 days as guests of Sinestu while the ships are being worked on, and over that time, Ash gets 2,000 credits.
Go Ash.
Brum Brum Crash gets 2,300.
Nice.
Thea gets 3,000.
Yeah, don't know how I managed that.
Kayana and Khalid get 3,500 each.
Nice.
And
How am
Garn
I the leader and I'm earning less?
gets 92,000.
Sorry, how much?
Sorry, 9,200.
I was going to say, what?
So
You gotta negotiate your salary.
3,500 for Kayana and Khalid. Yeah, I just my brain said add an extra 0 on there.
Yes.
And
I do want to ask that question. It probably comes down to tiers and things. How is it that as a leader I'm earning less than everyone else?
It's what you're skilled in.
Yeah, no, I figured
it's also that you're spending XP on force powers and stuff.
Yeah.
And Garn also got the 300 for the session.
Not that
every session. Yeah.
They do me a lot of good.
So yes, you got your monthly earnings from stuff you'll set up.
If I've got time, I want to, through the Rebellion's secret network of, chatty Cathys, I want to find out if if anyone in the Rebellion has an interest in space wizard crystals.
What, the two that I have?
The one that you're going to give me back.
Oh, I see. The one that I said I would buy off you, and you said no, you'd give it to me.
Assuming that the Rebellion doesn't want it.
Okay,
I'd
that caveat wasn't said at the time.
I would be highly surprised if they do want it, but my thoughts are I should at least offer.
I would rather give you the money and tell you not to tell anyone you've ever had it.
Really?
It is not a good idea to advertise you've ever held one. There are these things called Inquisitors. They get
Yeah, I know, I've heard about them.
interested in people who've got them.
Yeah, but
Like, really interested
but I won't have
in
one.
them.
But if there's somebody in the someone in the Rebellion that can use it.
Trust me, if there's someone in the Rebellion who can use it, they will find me and ask for it.
Really?
Yep. And I will give it to them. For free.
Alright. I'll take your word for it. Many wouldn't, but I do.
What's a crystal worth, Martin?
Most crystals are worth between 10 and 30,000.
Do I have any idea what would the crystal bound gave me be worth?
You wouldn't be too sure unless you had it properly evaluated.
Based off the last time when Mark's character for one session, Khalid and I stole a bunch of Keyfoge crystals and then sold them off, would I have a rough idea of the kind of grade that I might need to, if I was just, I know Garm probably doesn't want the money
I don't
himself,
care.
but in the idea of fair trade of giving you money to say give to the Rebellion in return for outright ownership of the crystal, unless a Jedi comes knocking on my door and says hand over.
Just looking up the actual official price guide.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is an official price guide.
Because I kind of don't want to owe you for this.
You don't.
but I also, if a Jedi comes knocking on my door, I'm not really interested in coming into conflict with them because I'm not exactly trained to fight them. So I'm just gonna give it to them.
If they're
There is a bounty for Jedi.
Yeah, I know.
Is there?
But we also know that I don't have the level of training to become a Jedi.
Okay, the cheapest crystal goes for 9 grand.
Okay.
If it is one of the more expensive ones, it can go for as much as 18.
So you don't want any money for it at this stage? Just my guarantee that if someone from the rebellion comes knocking on my door and I think that they're going to use it for good, I'll give it to them.
Yeah. Like I said before, you know, if you take the value and apply it to the foundlings.
Yeah, that's what I'm just calculating now, how much I'm giving over to the foundlings.
Or did you actually just want to offload it? Because I've probably got some contacts in the underworld that you can sell it to.
I wanna hide it.
Because you know, this is the way.
That's it. That's why I'm just calculating what I'm giving back to the family. Because I've spoken, or you have spoken, and this is the way.
Hang on, I have to head off anyway, guys. So we'll see you next time. Okay?
Okay, see you later.
Combat.
See you Friday, Mum. Yeah.
Bye.
I was gonna say no combat for Ash and his gun tonight. So, did you get to upgrade his ship?
Yeah, he did. He put stealth systems on it.
That's a good idea.
So his ship becomes almost
That's
impossible
right.
to
So I also had to cover. He needed money towards that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was it 10k? He was down.
I think it was down about 10 to 15k.
So I got to calculate that as
So did you
well.
use my 10,000?
Yes. Your 10,000 is being well and truly spent.
But hey, your ship you're traveling in now has some nice upgrades, meaning it will hold its own against TIE fighters at the minimum.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Anything that lets me is anything that increases my chance of survival, I'm all on board for.
And the fact that it has the iron cannon on there means disabling is an option now.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
do have those marked gemstones that we
You
were
have
going to trade to Sinestru.
You have them, and you were
Yep.
going to give them, or try to sell them to.
Sell or gift.
It's up to you.
They could have also been used in payment for the upgrades.
Okay, yep. But would
So-
that
May reduce how much you spend.
yeah,
So what's the value of them?
I
They'll
have
work
to
that out between them.
figure out
Yeah.
the... Okay.
The market would be limited, I would imagine, because they're again marked. But yeah.
But to a heart, he doesn't care.
Just quickly, rather going into the nitty-gritty, I guess the way we might determine that is a dice roll to determine how many gemstones we got, and then, you know, go from there and determining what the value
It has
is.
some things that can do Star Wars treasures, so
Okay, yeah, alright. So we'll
I
do
just-
that.
I just don't have it handy in front of me at the
Yeah.
moment. It's in one of the big pile of Star Wars books from one of the versions of the systems I have.
Yeah.
I remember I have one, I just don't remember which one it's in.
Alright, so I've
Yeah.
got marked out the value of the gems, so we can see whether or not we can put that. I need to do 10% to the foundlings, at least, and then split the rest between the crew.
Though after your repairs are done, Sinestru does have another offer for you. He says while your ships have been repaired, he won a mine in a card game. And if you could have a look in on the mine and do some checking for him, he will make it worth your while.
It's a pest control mission.
Yeah. Sounds it, doesn't it? It's full of these big rats, and I can't mine it until you get rid of them.
Yeah, I have a feeling that. We've done
Yeah,
pest
you start
control
worrying
before.
as the rats are worshipping a glowing green Crystals.
Yes. They're actually Skaven.
Glowing green crystals?
That's what they're
Yeah, that's one crystal you don't want to go near.
I can't remember the glowing green crystals. Why don't we want to go near them?
They're war crystals.
Oh, okay.
And he says that the mine should have 100,000 credits waiting for him there.
Waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What's our commission for collecting it?
If you do so, he will knock off some of the cost of your upgrade.
That's fair enough.
Discount it so there's more money back in your pockets.
Yeah.
So that way he's not actually paying you.
The mine he won, is that here on Ashtar?
No, it's actually Corwood of Hut Space. So it's technically on your way back towards Elrood Sector.
Okay. So we would have to wait until the upgrades are done to go out there?
Well, he was telling you after your upgrades were done.
Okay. I'd say up to them. I'm giving you executive decision here.
Why is it always up to me?
Because you're the boss.
Because you're currently still leader.
Currently still leader.
Currently.
Rub it in. Just rub it in.
I don't know if anybody else has any
I don't
thoughts
think
on
there's
that.
any reason why we wouldn't take on this job. It's an opportunity to take money off the upgrades. It allows us to continue to be in good stead with the huts, which we want to do. The more jobs we do for the huts, the more likely we're going to get bigger jobs that are going to earn us more money.
And he says he knows it is located on a planet called Garvos. And he's happy to give... Sorry, what was that, Mike?
I said, are we talking like a 50% discount or
It
2%?
depends on how things go with your actual job. And he's somewhat concerned for the well-being of the staff at the mine because he wants to keep them healthy enough to work and happy enough to stay. He says they're employees, not slaves.
Interesting for a hut to say. What planet did you say that it was on?
Yeah.
The planet Garvos. Gavos.
Gavos.
And he asks if you need any gear for this.
Do we need gear for this? How do we know if we need gear for this?
Oh, he says you're the specialists. You're going to a mine.
What kind of mine is it? What do they mine there?
Breathing apparatus?
Yeah, that was what came to my mind as well.
Breathing apparatus that hopefully has more than half an hour of air in it.
An iridium mine.
Iridium. What does my character know of iridium?
It is a substance they use in various things.
Is it intrinsically poisonous? I don't think it's radioactive myself.
I will look up the details of what they have on Wikipedia.
I would also like to know if we can Wikipedia Gavos and see what kind of atmosphere it's got, that kind of thing. So we need breathing apparatus.
Okay, so it is simply an ore used in various constructions.
Okay, so it's not poisonous. So it's not likely we're going to need any kind of special NBC gear. It doesn't sound like it's radioactive. Not if it's used in construction. So I'm assuming we won't need anything special. And then
My only other question will be, based off of what Sinestry has heard about his newly acquired mind, is he anticipating anything that has made the current workers unhappy, such as any pests or anything?
Yeah, I was going to say...
Well, the person he wanted off didn't give a lot of information, which is why he wants to send a specialist group unlikely to be intimidated or run off.
Easy.
So here would include...
It's got a freight dragon in there.
That's so bad.
either resupply our breathing apparatus,
He's happy to resupply and make sure each of you have breathing apparatuses and canisters.
Yeah. I was going to say either upgrade for more than 30 minutes or just extra canisters for change outs. Because we can only carry so many canisters, so it's possible to upgrade for a little bit more than 30 minutes. And access to some kind of data terminal or whatever where we could possibly research Gavos and see what kind of pests we might find there, what kind of environment it is and all that before we hit the ground, so that we can determine if we need any other gear.
It doesn't have much on it in your notes that you can see for it.
Yeah.
Basically, all you can find is it is in a place called the Elrood Sector in the mid-rim.
If we wanted to tap our brains for existing knowledge on it, or ask our
Even the hut doesn't have much information on it.
astromech, astromech, no. Would that be an education type role or a culture check or something?
It's not a place that features in history
Yeah.
or,
Okay, so no.
unless of course you've been there, unlikely to have heard of it.
I'm more thinking of you could possibly do like a history or memory check in case, my auntie, cousin, or my cousin, etc., heard about a friend who went there who came across this or something like that. Just like
I guess the key question is, if nothing notable has ever happened there, then we're unlikely to know anything about it.
Yeah.
Even if something notable did happen, if only a handful of people know about that notable thing, then the chances of us knowing about it are still very, very small.
And he said he wanted off Bargos the Hut, who didn't know much about it himself.
I was going to say, who did he?
Bargos the Hut. At least they're good names.
In the normal adventure, you'd be meeting Bargos the Hut, working for him instead, but you'd be working with Sinestry, so I thought that made more sense.
And Sinestry's a good bloke. Yeah, as huts go.
And if
How do
you...
spell Bar? Is it B-A or
Bargos.
B-A-R-G-O-S.
And he's happy to basically say if you can get the mine up and running and his first payment, because it's an annual payment of 100,000 credits he's expecting from the mine, then he will reduce your upgrade costs by 25%.
So 25.
That's alright. Can't argue that.
So my other question would be, last time we went into mines or tunnels of this sort, we got like some sort of land speeder type transport thing that could take us in there. Is that something that we can take on our ship? Like, will our ship fit?
You could take a couple of speeder bikes, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to take a land speeder.
Okay. Look, just because it might be handy, I think maybe grab the speeder bikes while we can, because
Okay.
we've got no other.
You get you 2 speeder bikes, so your backpacks give you almost as much, if not more, maneuverability than speeder bikes.
Well, the other reason I'm asking for it, just in case, is because we have been in situations where we can't use our backpacks.
That is true.
And that's like when we were in the tunnels of that planet for the Captain Charming, the one that Clowner fought without a armor on. We were in a situation there where we crashed the vehicle we had, and we're running out of air, etc. I think having options isn't a bad idea in that situation.
And he gives you a beacon frequency that you should be able to use to home in on the operation.
Otherwise, all I really want to do is resupply, so extra rations, fill up stim, slap patch, whatever they are.
He's happy to do all that.
Check the climbing gear, make sure that the rope's not frayed. That kind of the usual sort of preparatory stuff that you would do before going to somewhere like this.
Garm just relaxes.
I guess this is why I'm in charge.
Probably.
So does anyone else think of any other resupplies or gear that could be handy? Oh damn! No, that's probably pushing my luck.
What's that?
I don't know. He doesn't know that I already have a long-range scanner. Maybe he has a spare long-range scanner that we could use.
Long range comm?
Yeah, the thing that's really hard to get that I bought before it became really hard to get, that we've got one of. That we've sometimes thought would be useful to have another one of. I'm just looking it up. Because I've got it written down here. Let's see. We've got med backpack, electro binoculars, surveillance detector, long range transceiver. But I don't suppose having 2 of those would be hugely helpful, would it?
Okay, so just looking at the stuff there, he's happy to throw in a long range comm so you can call him from the site.
That is awesome. So just to check, just
Perhaps even install it on your ship. So he can call you whenever he needs to.
Needs to as well. That's okay. Our current long-range transceiver, that's not attached to our ship, though, is it?
So it's something you can carry.
That's
with
something
you.
we've put in our thing. So I just want to check, do we still have the fusion lanterns and things like that? There's no reason why we wouldn't.
No reason why you wouldn't have.
Yeah, so I'll do reloads and power packs. We've still got thermal cloaks. We've got climbing gear ×2. I might get an extra fusion lantern just in case.
Mm-hmm. All those things are useful to have.
Yeah. We've got toolkit. We've already resupplied. Maybe some glow rods. Be useful in case we run out of light or we have to leave markers for finding each other and stuff like that. So I'll just. They're not. They don't cost a lot. So I'll just go for a pack of 10, which I think is 100 credits.
A med pack.
Yeah, we got a med backpack, so I guess we'll just resupply that.
They can resupply your med packs, yes.
Yeah. Or Mike, are you talking like a personal carry med pack?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. I think that's in practicality, as in rather than just being greedy, all we'd probably need.
Whatever the sin pack and the equivalent of the repairing one.
Yeah. What's the repairing one again?
That's the emergency repair patch.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you get yourselves into your ship ready to take off. Find the huts have given you up-to-date nav. Because they did a refresh of everything. Basically, when you're on their side, they look after you.
I've been pretty happy with the way Sinestru's been helping us.
Well, he's made more money than he spent.
Excellent.
As long as that keeps happening. That's why the huts are always helpful to the people who help them.
Yes.
They don't need slaves. They've got plenty of those. And slaves don't make the money most of the time.
No. No.
So you end up leaving Nashada with a well-equipped ship, potentially multiple changes of flashy clothes.
Flashy clothes?
Yes, you would have had to attend multiple situations in fancy dress.
Really? I thought
I like this fancy dress idea.
I think my shiny armor's fancy enough.
Well, you get to pick the clothes.
So shiny armor is fancy enough. Like, I'll polish the shit out of that. I'll get electric buffer and go for it.
I'm definitely thinking like pantsuit situation, maybe a little bit more like formal military attire.
That is
kind of
perfectly
vibe.
acceptable from the hut because you've got many people happy to make things look good.
Yeah, shiny armor. That's what Thea's going for.
They're even willing to touch up the outside with whatever patterns you want.
Helmet. I try not to go for identifying.
Yeah.
I try to...
Plain.
Yeah. Stealth.
I hand back your medal.
Ah, cool. I'll put it back in my disguise kit because that's where it belongs. Yeah, rather than shiny armor, I actually go for matte black armor.
But
It looks good.
I'll accept a couple of suits of whatever happens to be fashionable at the time.
And you get some fancy cloaks as well.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I should probably put some things in my disguise kit.
Why not?
Well, whether you wear them or not, he commissions clothes for everyone.
So in my gear I've put fancy clothes from the huts.
I keep my clothes in the room on the ship.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not like Lando, an entire room is dedicated to your clothes.
No. And I've worn at least once each of the.
Well, we can probably get that modification for the ship as well if you want.
Well, you have a captain's cabin and a crew cabin.
Yeah.
And Thea and the cats are in the captain's cabin.
Pretty much. It's not a big cabin, but
I'm in the crew.
I like Thea and the Cats is a good band name.
it's
Thea and the Cats.
a perfect name for like the 70s.
Thea and the Loft Cats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thea and the Cats. I would go see that band.
I'm not sure quite
Instead
what we
of
play.
crazy lolcat lady.
You know that jazz music that plays at the beginning and end of our videos? Yeah.
I don't know that I'm a jazz type person. I feel like Thea's more like a
Screech metal?
no, I'm more like a We Will Rock You
Oh yeah.
girl.
Like a good
Iconic
metal.
theme rock type stuff.
What would I'm trying to think about a Star Wars equivalent of that would even sound like.
Just watched the new updated Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah. Because they added extra. No, I'm not a big harmonica person though.
It's okay, you get other people to do that. You just got the big metal instruments.
Yeah, that probably would work.
Okay, so we finished the session with you boarding your ships, telling the Hutt that you'll make sure his mine's profitable.
No, we're gonna earn that
We're making
extra.
promises we're not going to be able to keep again.
We're gonna try our best.
We'll try our best.
Long range.
Hey, it is potentially possible. You have the capacity to make it profitable, as well as to end up owing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last thing I need is to end up owing a Hutt.
That's all good.
Well,
So-
most Hutts are more than willing to hand you the rope and go do this job for me.
Yeah. Don't trip and hang yourself.
Well, I'm happy doing this job for us too. I mean, looks like we've built up pretty good rapport with him now, so willing to try it out and see how we go.
That sounds good. And did you guys want to add anything before I go to end credits?
Officially for the record, I talk through wizard rocks and the wizards that use them. So as a character now, he officially has knowledge of kyber crystals and Jedi, Sith, and Inquisitors.
So I know the difference between the three.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and Grey Jedi, as in neutral, and
Grey
Does-
Jedi is not a common thing talked about.
well, neutral Jedi.
That's basically, it's normally known as Jedi, Fallen Jedi, and Sith.
Okay.
Even though there's not much distinction between Fallen Jedi and Sith, because most Fallen Jedi become Sith.
Does Paz Vizsla, not Paz, is it Paz Vizsla?
Paz Vizsla, he was a Jedi.
Yeah, is he in our history at this stage?
Which one? The one who
Darksaber.
Yeah, that's ancient Mandalorian history.
Okay, but it is part of our history?
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know. Because I'm a Mandalorian and I'm super keen about my history, I enthusiastically launch into a tale about Mandalorian Jedi who's actually like a decent Jedi. Because, you know, if you're going to be a Jedi, you want to be a warrior Jedi.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a warrior Jedi?
Look, you know, according to my people, if you're going to be a Jedi, this is the kind of Jedi you want to be.
That is the way.
It is the way, yes.
Yeah.
Well, but all of your lifestyle, religion, and all the rest of it revolve around being murderous psychotics, doesn't it?
No, it evolves around being the best at being a murderous psychotic. Not just an
A murderous
ordinary,
psychotic, yeah.
just
You gotta go,
everyday
yeah.
psychotic murderers.
No,
We are the absolute top
Pinnacle.
tier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. It depends, I guess, on what you consider psychotic.
Well, I wouldn't consider you and your people that I've seen so far.
Mostly.
Mostly. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you guys fight, you don't fight to lose, that's for sure. But-
He's not here to defend himself, so I can say this, that I'm a little bit worried about that Ash guy. Joking. Yeah. We're actually fairly level-headed. But I guess we aren't necessarily...
The standard?
Pardon?
You're not
Standard. No, we're not necessarily standard.
Well, you certainly aren't what I've heard
Yeah.
the Mandalorians are about. But I have to say I'm quite happy with what you've shown me.
A part of that, though, will be our personal history of being exiled from Mandalore and then having to kind of tough it out without any support systems. So we've kind of learnt to be
Self-sufficient.
Yeah, different because of that.
Yeah.
That's what's made the difference.
Yeah.
And that not everything is about Mandalore.
Yeah, well,
You can be Mandalorian without needing to follow Mandalore.
yeah.
which is why they have splinter sex. Okay.
But you still got to be careful of that Ash dude because he's ex-Death Watch, and those guys are a little bit scary.
What's that Death Watch all about?
Oh, they're a little bit more fanatical, but he seems to have leveled up.
Death Watch is about following the word of Mandalore without the intent of Mandalore.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Off to bed.
Sorry, what was that?
I said I'm off to bed.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye, Mike.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, yeah, so that's everything.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'll put it on end credits then.
Yep.
And we can chat after that.